is all right, stand by. So what I could bring to the team, I am a great guy. I get a good personality. I fit into a team environment very well. I man, I feel like I'm blowing this. I'm nervous.
Next question if you want.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Super nervous, man.
Right. Talk to me about your land nav. What happened there?
So I was on the server for a long time before ANS actually started, and most of the practice I did with LandNav was not at night. So I think that's really what messed me up. I wasn't expecting it to be so dark. I'm not terrible at LandNav. I could definitely improve on it, but I just think that with it being so dark and me not being prepared for that, I just couldn't find my objects. I did find one. I got that correct, and then I saw I was running out of time, so that's when I returned back to the little fob bed setup. Made it back on time, but I also did not find two objects.
Roger. What's important to you in a team dynamic? What's some important team qualities that you look for when moving into a team? So not for you personally, what would you be looking for out of SR?
Good leadership. The guy who's going to be in charge of me, I would like to be able to follow him and be comfortable following him. And in a team aspect, I would like it if we really had a bond. You know, like there was no nastiness towards anybody. We all got together well, and I'm just looking for people to teach me, man. I want to be the best addition to the team as possible.
Roger. No further questions from me, I'm happy.
A firm,
Master Ribbit.
A firm. Thank you, First Lieutenant Mado. At this time, you are to leave the discard. You are not to. Oh, yeah. Can you hear me now? Apologies. I do that all the time. As I was.
No further questions, just candidate for me.
A firm. Thank you, First Lieutenant Mado. Candidate 3-6. At this time, you're going to be falling out of the Discord. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday the 9th, by 8 p.m. Eastern in a DM whether you were a go, no go, or possibly put into a support element. You are not to talk about anything that you were talked to about in this board. Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
Roger that. So when you say fallout, do you mean like just leave the Discord itself, or leave the actual server?
Leave just the VC. Just the VC.
Right,
You're not
gotcha.
being dropped now. We are putting candidate packages together. We're going to give them to a non-biased, non-participating party. That is the highest ranking within the 2-4 that will be looking at candidate packages as a whole and be reviewing this board as it's being recorded to then give a go, no go, or possibly put you in a support role we may be having opening up shortly.
Roger. Thanks for the time. Yep. I appreciate the time. This was probably the best thing I've done in regiment since I've joined. So I appreciate that. And you guys have a good night. All right.
Hey, Firm, you too. Thank you for your time.
I cut that short because you're super nervous. I got
Yeah.
super short answers out.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes on all these as well. I'll send you them over.
Okay.
That's my. Those questions were all right though. That's just 3 sharp points. I want to know what he brings to the team, what he's looking for out of SR, and then just obviously fucking one question from what he actually conducted.
Oh yeah.
The nav is going to be the main question for all the SR candidates because I think all of them bar one failed it.
Yeah. Well, no. Technically, everybody failed the land navigation. Unfortunately, the only one that passed it was a pilot Envy. He passed it. The only reason he got a strike for it and didn't pass it is because he used knots, which we've already got that sorted out. The next candidate is going to be, let me find them, Krusty. Where is he at on here? I don't see him. Okay, Krusty. He's going to be at TAC-P, so that'll be for me. It is Green 1-2. He has a total of 2 strikes, 1 negative peer review, failed land nav, took an hour and 35 minutes when it should have been an hour and 20 minutes. He was a no-go on the shoot house. His range time was 1 minute, 10 seconds, 88 hundredths of a second, so he passed the range. Stand by. We'll be moving candidate 1-2 into the boardroom time now. Candidate Green 1-2, present yourself to the board.
Candidate Green 1-2, Krusty reporting.
A firm, stand by 1 mic. Apologies, let me find these questions. I am filling in for Captain Guilty at the moment. 1 mic, apologies. Where did I? Okay, candidate 1-6. What makes you think that you would be a good fit for a TAC-P?
Well, I've been a company, RTO, Freedom Company, 1st Battalion for, I believe the last about 2.5, 3 months. I know pretty well how to communicate with the radio, between different squads, platoons, and different companies, even all the way up to the battalion level.
Is that it? Still going or?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No worries. Why do you think we should choose you? What makes you more special than any other TAC-P?
Well, I don't think I'm really special, more special than anybody else, to be honest with you. I just feel like, since I've been doing RTO uh, duties for the last few months, I would see if I could give it a shot and try to expand my information intake, I guess you could say, regarding how to call in CAS support, even yeah.
Okay.
That's the end of my answer.
Okay. If you were brought in and you were a go, what would be your goals in the 2-4 as a TAC-P?
Well, I mean, the first off, I would start out. My goals would be to just learn from the TAC-Ps that have came before me. Try to take in as much information as I can and learn from them. I know I've heard that a couple of guys are TAC-P IRL. I'm not sure if that's 100% true or not. But me being a civilian, I don't have any type of military training, anything like that. So I'd like to learn more about it. And just like I said, try to take in and absorb as much information as I can.
Okay. No further questions. To answer your question about the TAC-P, yes, there are There is one actual TACP at the moment and a few other JTAC certified IRL 13 Foxes and JFOs that are in the 2-4. At this time, you will not be receiving a no or no-go. You will be receiving a no, a go or a no-go, or possibly putting you into a support position tomorrow at 8 Eastern. We are sending all of the board information and the candidate package to a non-biased, non-participating party, which is going to be the highest ranking 2-4 member. He is then going to overview them, be non-biased about it, whether or not you are going to be allowed to join, be in a support position, or you're going to be dropped. You will receive it Monday the 9th at 8 EST. Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
No, I do not, instructor.
Okay. You can go ahead and leave the VC. Make sure that you do not talk to anybody about any of the questions that you received in here, anything that was said in the board, so on and so forth. If that is caught, that will be handled with some disciplinary action. Is that understood?
Yes, instructor. Clearly
Hey,
understood.
firm. Go ahead and follow out the VC.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good night.
You as well.
Holy fuck. Let me find these fucking... I know everybody had like 3 questions.
Hey, are we not asking them for like the instructor review stuff or any of that anymore?
No, just the 3 questions that you all came up with. The instructors, that's what I was talking to you about tomorrow. All the instructors are going to get in the VC with Dream, and then as he goes through all of the intel packets and everything, just kind of give their input on that individual at that time. If that makes sense, kind of.
Hold on.
Are we not going to ask them
Here's
who
one.
their favorite instructor was? And who they least
Here's one for you, and I don't know who wants to bring it up, 'cause I don't know who's AFSC's with. Skrilla, yeah. On Skrilla's application to 24th, he says he has 2 combat deployments, CIB, Purple Heart, numerous other schools and awards, yeah.
And yours, he's only got 1 deployment.
On his application, he only talks about 1 deployment.
Yeah.
There's discrepancies between 2 applications.
He's a
Sorry, what
TAC
was
P,
his
but
name?
I don't mind you asking him that when we pull him in here if you want. Because it is a discrepancy.
He also failed LandNav Day 1 on RPG as well.
He failed LandNav here too. I'm trying to find these questions that Guilty had for him. The TAC Ps. Let's see who's next. Shots, that's a TAC P. Okay. Green 1-1, shots, TAC P, 3 strikes, 1 positive peer review. He met the time, or no, he was 8 minutes over the land nav time, so he failed land nav. He was a go on the shoot house and passed the range. Okay, at this time, moving shots in now. Now I'll start asking who's the best candidate, who's the worst candidate. G, if you don't mind, will you just write it down?
Yeah, I was talking about the instructors.
Yeah, instructors. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, just
sure.
write it down if you don't mind, please. Candidate Green 1-1 shots. Present yourself to the board.
Evening, good morning. Shots, C2S02, former regiment. Went through selection 3 days, former 13 Fox. Unaware of how many strikes I'm at this point. Go ahead and do a whole selection just to say kind of all you guys, I really do appreciate bringing us in and allowing us experiences. I did really enjoy the process and all the lead up to it. Not really much more to me than just former 75th at this point.
A firm candidate Green 1-1 shots. What would you bring to the TAC Ps? if you were selected?
If I was selected, it would be nothing but dedication to learning the trade craft and becoming the best tech P I possibly can. I'm reliable when I have my Wi-Fi connection, which is unfortunately not during selection. However, it should be back up in the next couple of weeks. I'm kind of always on, a bit of a weird work schedule, so I can be on for about EU and NA events. I am, before an issue with the regiment, I was JFO tab, so I do have a little bit of prior knowledge talking to rotary wing aircraft. And as I said, 13 Fox, so I've been 13 Fox for nearly a year. I know how to control fires relatively well, and I'm fairly confident in most of my abilities as it pertains to the game.
Okay. Between you and another TACP candidate, why do you think we should choose you?
I'm gonna be dead. Sorry. I'm flat out going to be better than they are. I'm going to be more active. I'm going to be willing to learn more, do more, push myself harder than they are. Anything they do, I will double their effort and do it better, 2 times over. That comes with shooting. That goes with learning. Every aspect of the job, I'll throw myself into it and do what any other candidate would do. I'll do it 2 times over and 2 times better.
Okay. If chose, do you think there would be any issues with anybody already in the regiment or any other candidates? Or let me
I
rephrase
don't
that. Do you
feel
think you would have issues with anybody, whether it be a candidate, an instructor, or anybody in the whole of STB?
I've never had an issue with anybody in STB. STB have shown the unit that I was in nothing but love, and I don't think any of the candidates I could really hold anything against them. I mean, most of them I've only known for 3 days and haven't even had a chance to speak to them. But I'd be willing to set aside any difference I have to get the job done, no matter what. Same was in the regiment. I was willing to put myself aside, put aside any personal disagreement, and go through and get the job done, and be civil about it.
A firm. One last question. Out of all the instructors, who was your the best instructor and who was the worst instructor? I need an answer for both.
Answer for both. I'd probably the top 2 instructors would be tied for Jeet and Imagine, and then I'm gonna have to pull a random name out because I don't really have anything negative about the instructors, but I'm gonna say maybe what's his name? Trini Reaper, instructor Trini.
Okay.
I didn't have anything really negative, right? Just one I pulled out of my head.
Okay, understood. At this time, you will not be told whether you are going to be a go or no go. We're going to be sending a recording of the board and your candidate package to a non-biased, non-participating party. Then by tomorrow, Monday the 9th, 8 p.m. EST, you're receiving a DM or may have you all jump in a VC to then let you know whether you have passed, being put in a possible support role that we will be opening up here in the near future, or dropping you. Do you understand that?
Roger.
Do you have any
Yeah, I
comments,
understand that
questions, or
fully.
concerns?
My only request with that would be a DM. 8 p.m. EST tomorrow. I'll be asleep. I've work at I think 4 o'clock in the morning. That's at 12 o'clock for me, so I'm gonna
That's
need to
fine.
be asleep.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll be instructed to leave this VC. You will not talk to anybody about anything that happened in this VC, any of the questions, any of your responses, any of the above. Do you understand?
I understand that fully. I won't tell anybody.
Okay, go ahead and fall out the server. Or out, not out
Fall
of
out
the
of the
server, out of the VC. Out of the VC,
oh,
apologies.
Roger. Okay, thank you. Thank you all.
Yep. Okay, with Spano. Somebody give me a better third fucking question. I got put on the spot. I didn't even think of questions to ask. What will
Oh,
you
you're just
bring?
using guilties.
I can't find it. Unless you know where it is and you can forward it to me.
Oh, sorry, I'm back.
They're being.
Okay, you're back
You
now?
say
Okay,
being
cool.
command chat. Type it out.
Yeah, I
but-
was looking for them. I couldn't find them, so just, yeah, it is what it is. Okay. Alright, cool. We'll do this
Yeah,
next
what
here.
questions have you been asking so far?
I asked, what will you bring? Why should we choose you over another candidate? And then, the last one that I asked Shots is, would you have an issue with any candidate or any other 24
Bring it here.
members?
I'll put it on.
You all are good to go ahead and follow this over. You have to give me a minute because I'm doing a board right now, Papa.
No, it's all good, bud. I'll wait. No
Alright.
rush.
It may take it like an hour or so. We got a bunch of candidates to go through.
Alright, then don't worry about it. Just hit me up later.
Yeah, we'll do. Just DM me or something if you need anything.
Yeah. I got you.
Hey, firm.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Yeah. No problem. You have a good night. Okay, next candidate is going to be Green 28 with Spano. He's going to be the TAC-P AFSC. He has one strike. He has two strikes, excuse me. 6 positive reviews, 1 negative. He failed the land nav with an hour 40. He was an hour 48 even. He was a go on the shoot house, and he failed the range at a minute 44.89. Standing by, moving him to the board now. Candidate 28 with Spano. Present yourself to the board.
I am with Spano. Call sign Green 28.
Captain Guilty, do you have any questions for this candidate?
Alright, Wisp. You're coming in here trying to become a TAC-P, correct? And you were... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that is correct, sir.
Okay. You have a background as a Fister already, correct?
That is also correct.
So, do you think that your skills as a Fister can be translated into success as a TAC-P in the future?
Without a doubt, sir.
What makes you more qualified to take this TAC-P position than the other candidates?
I would not say that I'm more qualified than the other, or my fellow candidates. I will say, though, that having done a D13 Fox outside of a MILSIM setting, i.e. the Army, and then doing it my entire tenure when I was a part of the 75th, I think I'm more knowledgeable in terms of what, everything entails within TAC-P. With that said, though, there's still a lot of room to learn and become a subject matter expert on.
Okay. And last question. Are you aware that the level of error is much higher as a TAC-P than being over a Fister?
I do, sir.
And you are capable of carrying out that responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions.
Hey, firm. Thank you, Captain Guilty. Green 2A candidate was Spano. At this time, we are not going to give you a go or no go. We are going to be sending this board that is being recorded and your candidate package to a non-biased, non-participating party, the highest ranking 2-4 member. They will be reviewing it. You will be receiving a DM or asked to come into a VC by Monday the 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
I do not.
At that time, when you receive that DM, you will be either told you are a go, you are going to be pushed to a support position that we are possibly opening up here in the very near future, or you will be a no-go. Is that understood?
It's 7:30.
Explain the last part real quick, just so I'm making sure I understood it correctly, Master Sergeant.
Essentially, your candidate package is going to be pushed up to a non-biased non-participating party. They're going to go over it. They're going to go over this board that's being recorded. At that time, they're going to make a decision whether you are either going to be a go to continue on the TAC-P pipeline, you are going to be put into a support element, or put into the or a no-go. It will be done via DM or possibly VC, just depending on the time and how many we have to do, whether you are a go or a no-go.
Too easy.
Alrighty. You can go ahead and leave the VC. Do not discuss any questions that you were asked in here or anything that was spoke about in this VC. Is that understood?
That is understood.
A-firm. Have a good night.
You as well. Thank you for your time.
Fuck, I keep forgetting to ask about the fucking instructor.
Also, instead of saying go, no go a whole bunch, just say pass or fail.
Yeah. Mado had to leave, but I got his answers. I'll do it. Or I got his questions, I mean. Okay. Okay, now that is the 4 that we needed to get out the way quickly. The next one is going to be candidate Jay Skrilla. Actually, we'll forego him because he's get some questions for him about his 2 different applications. We'll hold him for last, actually. Green 1-4 candidate in LMB Physics. He's going for TAC-P. He had 2 strikes. He had 1 positive peer review, 3 negative peer reviews. His land nav time was 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 49 seconds. So he passed the time hack, but did not get but 1 of the points correct. He was a go on the shoot house, and he passed the range. Stand by, moving.
Oh,
Go ahead.
could you, do you know all of their previous MOSs? Or
No, I have no idea.
Physics was a 15T.
are you sure?
No, I think he came. I think he came from.
I thought he was an 11 Bravo.
Yeah, he came from like an 11 Bravo background.
Yeah. He's I got
Swarthy,
it.
Bobcat, and
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, moving him now. Candidate Green 1-4. Present yourself to the board.
In LMB Physics, Green 1-4.
Captain Guilty, do you have any questions for this candidate?
Alright, Physics. You're coming over here to become a TAC-P. That is correct.
Yes, instructor.
Alright. You do understand that the level of error and the level of risk involved with being a TAC-P, calling in fires, and having them land on friendly forces is exponentially higher than any other form of combat, correct?
Yes, instructor.
Are you willing to accept that risk and willing to learn the things required and listen to the instructors at all times, making sure that you understand all the information given to you?
Yes, instructor, I am.
Okay. And last question is, are you going to be able to coordinate with your possible team members in the future and not have problems with them?
100%, instructor.
No further questions.
A firm at this time, candidate Green 1-4. Who was the best instructor and who was the worst instructor? Need an answer for both. Not going to hold it against you or anything. You're not going to get docked for it or anything. It's just to know how we can work and fix ourselves and make this process better.
Shoot. As far as best instructor, I would have to say probably Imagine. He worked very well with me having to leave early, and I was able to communicate with him, and he was definitely very helpful with getting that across that you guys are open to scheduling and whatnot. As far as worst, I mean, I didn't really have a problem with a single instructor, but honestly, that's a really hard decision.
No hard feelings. Nobody's going to hold it against you. It doesn't leave here.
I got you. Yep. It's really just the thought process of it, because I personally never really had a problem with a single instructor. I thought that everything that was done was
Answer the
done
question.
for a reason. I would say probably. Let me go. I would say maybe potentially. Let me make sure. T-Swizzle. Just
T-Swizzle.
potentially because I didn't see as much from him as far as, you know, making sure that we were all kind of. He was more part of the drill thing, which I understand a lot of you guys were kind of specifically more involved with making sure that we were doing the right thing at all times. I just didn't see a lot from Swizzle as far as talking and talking us through stuff as much as some of the other instructors.
Okay, understood. At this time, you're not going to be told whether you are a pass or a fail. We are going to be sending, this board is being recorded. This board is going to, and your candidate package will be sent to a non-biased, non-participating party. At that time, they will deem whether you are a go, no-go, or if you're going to be put into a support element. We're going to be having open up very shortly. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday, the 9th, at 8 p.m. Eastern via DM, whether you are a go or no-go. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, I do not, instructors.
A firm, at this time, you're going to go ahead and fall out the VC. Do not talk to any other candidates about any questions you were asked, any of your responses, or anything that was said in this VC. Do you understand?
Understood, instructor.
A firm, you're good to fall out.
Thank you for having me, guys. You guys have a good one.
You too. Next candidate is going to be Green 1-6 Biblical. He is going to be a PJ. He had 1 strike, 6 positive peer reviews, 1 negative peer review. He failed land navigation at an hour, 56 minutes, 25 seconds. He was a go on the shoot house. He passed the range in 1 minute, 8 seconds, 86 hundredths of a second. Stand by. Moving candidate now. Candidate Green 1-6, present yourself to the board.
Evening board, this is candidate Green 1-6 Biblical. Reporting in for the board.
A firm, good copy. Master Sergeant Carshawn, do you have any questions for this candidate?
Cool. We got a couple questions to run through. First one first can be, What do you think you can bring to the table for the PJ AFSC that we don't already have? So essentially, why should I pick you over any of the other candidates or any current existing members?
Putting myself over any other current. I mean, I know there's a lot of great guys on the PJ squad. What I think I bring to the team is just another sharp mind that can kind of see things from a different angle. I'm also going to be, if I get picked up, I'd also be a new perspective coming from a battalion where obviously PJs are supposed to be a little more up to speed in terms of the medical field compared to just regular BAT 68 whiskeys. But having that background, as I know some of the like street to seat guys that you guys have, I think I might have a little bit of a perspective from that field from that realm of the field that I've been a part of for the last 6 months. So also, if there's anything that gets picked up in the medical field for ARMA itself, my EMT background, I believe would give a little bit of a perspective as well.
Okay. Next question. You already answered part of it. It's going to be if you have any prior experience, whether that be IRL or within the battalions. And then it's kind of a two-part question, but what else did you do to prep specifically for the PJ AFSC?
Within the server, I did a lot of time just familiarizing myself with the map. I did a lot of land nav. I did a lot of shoot house stuff, a lot of shoot no shoot situations on my own. Other than that, I mean, just like not overthinking things, trying to keep it simple, stupid was a big mantra of mine going into this 3-day scenario. And I hope it showed.
Did you do anything particular to the pararescue AFSC to prep? I mean, looking into any of your standing protocols, anything like that?
I read a little bit of the blue book. I don't have it like memorized or anything like that. But I did look into like the PJ blue book. I know they like Googled some of the history and stuff like that. If that's what you mean.
Okay. And last question. All right, so it's a little bit of a heavy one.
Yep.
But we were made aware of an incident that occurred during your guys' ANS cycle that may or may not have involved you. It wasn't super really talked about, but again, we are tracking, we meaning all the ANS instructors, on everything that occurred. I have all the information I need to make an informed decision on what did happen. I'm going to give you this one and only opportunity to give me any information that you believe is pertinent to the situation that occurred. Again, I know everything that I need is sitting right in front of me. I look over intel reports as part of what I do on a daily basis for my work IRL. And again, I can make a pretty well-informed decision on everything that I currently have at hand. So this is your one and only opportunity to give me that information in regards to the incident that you may or may not have been a part of. Again, got everything I need to make that decision. This is your only opportunity.
Go for it.
Are you electing to not give any information?
I will not give any information.
But for everything maybe on tomorrow.
All right. Noted.
On Tuesday.
Okay.
All right. That's it for now.
All right.
Hey, firm. Thank you, Master Sergeant Karshan. Candidate Green 1-6. At this time, who was the best ANS instructor and who was the worst? Need one answer for both. Nothing's holding against you. Just for our sanity and trying to make us better. Need an answer for both.
Best and worst, is that what you said?
Hey, firm.
Hey, firm. I would say probably the best out of the entire group. I think I would go with best being Karshan. Worst, I don't know if I have a worst. Shoot. Just purely out of like instruction wise. I mean, you guys weren't meant to instruct. I guess I just go with go Master. No, I don't know his rank. Let's go Sterling.
Sterling. Okay. At this time, you're not going to be told whether you are a pass or fail at this moment. We are going to be sending this board, which is being recorded, and your candidate package to a non-biased, non-participating party. They will review it. Then tomorrow, Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern, you'll be receiving a DM, or you may be asked to come into a VC to then tell you whether you have passed, failed, or if we're going to put you in a possible support role that we're going to be having opened up very soon. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Just to confirm, you said tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST.
Affirm.
All right. Yep. No other questions. Thank you.
Okay. You're good to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not talk about any questions you were asked, any of your responses, or anything that was said in this VC. Do you understand?
Affirm.
Okay. Good to fall out.
Have a good night.
Next candidate is going to be Green 17 Scabs Bay. He's going to be a PJ. He had 2 strikes, no positive or negative peer reviews. He failed the land nav course in 1 hour, 56 minutes, 25 seconds. He was a no-go on the shoot house. He passed the range at 1 minute, 18 seconds, 22 hundredths of a second. Stand by. Moving him to the board now. He left. What the fuck? I'm gonna go.
Might have thought that he accidentally tried to run one or something.
Hold on, let me add him, motherfucker.
Yeah, geez, just to fuck with them though.
That was so fucking caught up. I
Dude,
was like, what the fuck?
we've got some people that freaking rap before on like nothing that happened. They just start blabbering.
Security 1 repeater.
Fuck, I don't know why he left. It was right when I moved him to. Okay, we can go. We'll go to Jay Skrilla. Jay Skrilla, TAC P. He had 2 strikes, 1 positive peer review, failed land nav.
He's the last one.
No, this is Scabsby's was going to be the next one, but I held off on Jay Skrilla. He is Green 13. We passed him up, but I'm just going to go ahead and do his really quick. He had 1 positive peer review, failed at 1 minute 48 seconds. I believe that's just when we TP'd them back. No, 48 seconds. He was a go on the shoot house, but he failed the range at 1 minute 29 seconds, 57 hundredths of a second. He's going to be a TAC P candidate. Stand by. Moving to the board time now. Candidate Green 13, present yourself to the board.
Candidate Green 13 reporting for the board instructor.
Captain Guilty, do you have any questions for this candidate?
Jay Skrilla, you are wanting to become a TAC P, and looks like you failed land nav. Navigation is a really important part of that. Being a TAC P. Do you believe that if we send you on through pipeline that you'll be able to reinforce your land navigation skills enough that we could effectively use you as a TAC P with little to no risk to friendly forces?
Yes, sir. I do believe that. I'll begin practicing land nav more and shoring up my skills if you do pass me on.
So we would be sending you on through our pipeline to do common skill. What is it? The cork skill course?
Common skills course.
Common skills course, where we would reinforce those things. You saying that if we give you that opportunity, that you'll be listening to our instructors very intently.
100%, sir.
Okay. And do you understand that there is a very great risk of blue on blue in our field because a miscalculation so minor as a single grid digit on an 8 grid digit could mean life or death for blue forces?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. At this time, I have no further questions.
Affirm. Thank you, Captain Guilty. Candidate 1-3. You also failed your range. You had a minute 20 seconds to finish it. You finished a minute 29:57. Are you willing to become more proficient with a firearm?
Yes, instructor, I am.
Okay. Who was the best instructor and who was the worst instructor?
At this time, I don't have a worse instructor. My best
Answer the
instructor would be
question.
Instructor Baljeet.
We need an answer for worst instructor. It's not holding against you. Nobody's going to pick on you. Nobody's going to retaliate. It is solely so we can understand where we need to be better proficient and fix those deficiencies.
Worst instructor then would be Instructor Imagine.
Affirm. Also, one last question. We were speaking with one LT Mato. You tried out for RRC before coming here. In your application with them, you stated that you only had one combat deployment, but in our ticket, you had 2 combat deployments. Is there a reason for that discrepancy?
I don't know how it got mixed up, but I have 2. I have one with the 82nd Airborne, and I have one with 5th Special Forces Group in JSOC.
Okay. At this time, that is noted. We will not be giving you a pass or fail at this moment. This board is being recorded, including the recording to the board and your candidate package. It will be sent to a non-biased, non-participating party, highest ranking in the 24th. They will then review your candidate package, review the board for all of your answers and questions. They will either give you a go, no go, or possibly put you in a support element that we're going to be opening up soon here shortly. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. EST via DM, or you may be asked to come into a VC. Is that understood? Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
No, instructor. I may be working at that time, but I'll do my best if I do have to come into the VC.
Affirm. Well, worst comes to worst, we'll shoot it to you in a DM. If there's a possibility of having a VC, we'll work around your work schedule and try to do it when you're free.
Roger, instructor. Thank you.
You're good to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not talk to any other candidates about the questions you were asked, any of your responses, or anything that was said in this board. Is that understood?
Yes, instructor.
Yeah, you're clear to fall out.
Roger.
Can G, if you got a second, will you message Scav Bees and see what's up with him?
Yeah, I got it.
Appreciate it. Next candidate is going to be Green 22 Nightmare. He's going to be trying out to be a PJ. He has 2 strikes. He has 7 positive reviews. He failed land nav at an hour 46:34 seconds. He was a no-go on the shoot house. His range time was 1 minute 4 seconds 56 hundredths of a second, so he was a pass on the range. Stand by. Moving him to the boardroom now. Candidate Green 2-2, present yourself to the board.
This is Green 2-2.
What is your name and what are you reporting to?
Sorry, hello? Sorry,
Can-
my mic's messing up. Hold on. All right. Sorry.
Candidate Green 2-2, present yourself to the board.
Is this mic cutting out for
Do
you
you,
too?
do you need some time to fix your mic? Okay. At this
Yeah,
time,
give me like
at this time I'm gonna move you back down. We'll pick you up in a minute. Just try to get it fixed.
Right.
Okay.
So you could hear that fine.
Yeah. Well, we'll skip him like a couple times just to fucking throw him off there. Let's see. We got. We only have 3 more PJs. I'm gonna try to get those for you quick, Karshawn. So, or we have 4 Scab Bees. So I'm gonna bring in the Swarthy Bobcat next. Green 2-5. Moving. Green 2-5. Swarthy Bobcat is going out for PJ. He has 3 strikes. He was one of the candidates that used MVGs. He has 1 positive peer review. He failed land navigation. He was a no-go on the shoot house, but passed the range with 1 minute, 16 seconds, and 39 hundredths of a second. Stand by. Going to be moving into the board time now. Candidate Green 2-5. Present yourself to the board.
Afternoon, everyone.
Say again.
I just said afternoon.
Candidate Green 2-5. Present yourself to the board.
My name is candidate Swarthy Bobcat 1.
Reporting to
the ANS board.
A for Master Sergeant Karshawn. Do you have any questions for Green Candidate 2-5?
All right, Bobcat, first question. What do you bring to the table for the PJ AFSC that we don't already have? I.e., why should I be choosing you over any of the other candidates or any of my pre-existing cohorts?
The reason I believe you should choose me is just because I, as mentioned in my ticket, am somebody who loves to take in information and loves to learn. Obviously, I understand that ANS isn't really a learning environment, but maybe an AFC training course will be, and you can expect somebody who's going to be taking notes, going to be listening, always attentive. I bring in previous learning experience with my time in the 160th. A lot of information was given to me then. I intake all of it and write it down. So that's I'm pretty reliable when it comes to that. Also, somebody who loves to work in teams. I love being in a team environment. Also, love being challenged as well. So, any challenge that's thrown at me, especially if we're in a team environment or solo environment, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna try to get better from it and learn from it.
Okay. All right, given your background with RL and or within the MILSIM, do you bring any experience to the table that would pertain to the pararescue AFSC And then the second part to that question is, what did you do to prepare specifically for the pararescue AFSC coming into ANS?
Yes, so in terms of the MILSIM, my experience is purely 160th. I've mainly done Rough Rider things. I've flown medevac before and transport, but primarily transport. And in terms of real life, in terms of the pararescue itself, I grew up watching a lot of Inside Combat Rescue, the TV show. So that's kind of where I developed this fascination for what the PJs do. And it kind of just stuck with me. And as soon as I got in here and saw that that was even an option, I didn't know it was an option coming in. I kind of been eyeing it. And what I did to prepare mainly is just hopping into pubs whenever I can. I kind of pivoted from always hopping into the pubs and trying to fly to getting into more of a ground role and trying to adapt and practice what I learned in the MILSIM in the pubs. Because 160 doesn't necessarily provide a whole lot of those trainings that would be relevant. I went to CLS, been to schools, Ranger schools, SEER school, things like that might be relevant. But in terms of just like my time in the 160th, I didn't learn a whole lot that was relevant to that. So just trying to really just maintain my skills as a medic, just trying to brush up on my CLS skills. I haven't been able to go to any schools like expert field medic, anything like that. So it is somewhat rudimentary, but I've just been trying to master what I do know.
Last question. This one's a little bit of a heavy one, but all of us here, meaning the ANS instructors, we received some information and are relatively aware of an incident that occurred in which you're named as one of the potential parties that occurred in this incident during the ANS cycle. Again, we have all relevant information to be able to make a relatively informed decision on the matter, but I'm going to give you this one opportunity to give me any additional information that you feel would work in your favor towards the incident that occurred. Again, we have all the information at hand to make a informed decision on the matter. So this is your one and only opportunity to speak on that.
Yes, I'm assuming that it was the night vision incident on night one. I take full responsibility for that. It's something that happened. I can't go back and change anything about it. It was a genuine mistake on my part. I had misheard instructor Imagine, and I thought that I heard him say that we are allowed to use the night vision. And given that before I loaded in, or when I loaded in earlier, I had my bare fast XP foliage green helmet with nothing on it. I was instructed by one of the other candidates that we're supposed to have our day 2 helmet. I don't know when that was made. I believe that might have been made clear during the primary pre-brief, and I wasn't able to attend that. I had done a separate one with instructor Imagine one-on-one. So when I was told that I'm supposed to have this day 2 helmet, it has the night vision on it, and I again thought I heard Imagine say that we were allowed to use it. As the night got darker, the moon wasn't coming out, and in my mind, I was again thinking that I thought he said that we could use it. I pulled it out, and yeah, genuine mistake on my part, genuine misunderstanding. I didn't do it to try to gain any sort of advantage or cheat or anything. That's not the kind of person I am. Just a genuine mistake.
Okay, that's all for me at this time.
A firm, good copy. Candidate Green 2-5. Who was the best instructor, ANS instructor?
I really couldn't pinpoint one. I believe everybody sort of pitched in and
Nope.
Answer the question.
Answer.
Understandable. If I had to say, I'd probably say Instructor Ribbit. Definitely not, necessarily easy on anybody, fairly hard. When I got the strikes, you were there pointing it out, and I just took it on the chin. But I do believe it made me better in the end. Like I said, I enjoy a challenge, and if I mess up and I learn from it. And you were there pointing out every mess up, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm fine with that. I can accept it and move on and improve. So.
Firm. Who was the worst instructor? It's not going to leave here. Nobody's going to retaliate. Nobody's, it's nothing against you or anything. This is solely just so we can figure out where our deficiencies are, what we're doing wrong, so we can make it better. but I need an answer. Just one answer. Who is the worst instructor, or who you thought the worst instructor was, and why?
I really, I think the only instructor I could say that was necessarily worse than another was instructor Imagine, and it's not necessarily because of the way he taught or anything. It was just that there was a lot of I was having connection issues, or he was having connection issues, something on day one, where I wasn't able to hear him or understand him a lot, and that kind of made things a little bit foggy.
A firm. Good copy. At this time, you're not going to be receiving a no-go or a go. You're not going to be a pass or fail. We're going to be sending the board, which is being recorded, and your candidate packet to a non-biased, non-participating party. They're the highest ranking in 2-4. They are then going to review the candidate packet and your board questions and responses. At that time, we will be notifying you on Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern via DM on whether you are a pass or fail, or whether we are going to put you in a support element that we are having open up soon. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
I do have a question about the support element. What all does that entail? What are the openings there?
At this time, it's still being fleshed out. We are possibly looking into doing some rotary wing stuff. There's going to be some dagger stuff. It's still being 100% fleshed out. So I can't give you a definitive answer right now, but it will be answered in the future.
Oh, no worries. That's fine. That's the only question I had then.
Okay. At this time, you're going to go ahead and fall out the VC. Do not repeat to any other candidate or anybody else any questions you were asked in here, any answers you gave, or anything that was said in this board. Do you understand?
I understand.
Hey, firm, go ahead and fall out.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
All right, in my defense, I 100% completely forgot that he was involved with the night vision thing.
Yeah.
So that just
Yeah, but it worked.
That worked itself out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he knew him and Envy, so it was him and X Envy, yeah, which Dream's tracking too. So we'll figure that out. The next candidate is going to be a PJ. It's going to be Green 29 Astra per Asper. He's a PJ candidate. He has 2 strikes. He has 2 positive peer reviews. He failed land nav. He was a go on the shoot house, and he passed the range with 1 minute, 6 seconds, and 60 hundredths of a second. Stand by. Moving to the board now. Candidate Green 29, present yourself to the board.
Candidate 29 is present.
Who are you?
I am Astra Prospera. I come from the 75th Regiment.
And you're reporting for? Or
reporting
to?
Unknown. Apologies. May I start Peekaboo?
No. Who? What are you reporting to right now?
Oh, reporting to the boardroom.
Confirm. Master Sergeant Carshawn. This is a PJ candidate. Do you have any questions for him?
All right, first question. What do you bring to the table for the pararescue AFSC that we don't already have? Why should I be choosing you over any of the other candidates or any of my current cohorts?
I bring confidence to the team. I can bring potential or huge learning capabilities. I'm also really good at CQB. I'm very much capable at soaking in information and knowledge. I'm really good at knowledge transfer once something is learned. I would be an asset to the team when it comes to any form of operation and just overall being able to listen to a direction, respond with communication, and all in all, just overall a sponge for knowledge and being able to push the objective and you give good team morale.
Okay. What experience are you bringing to the Pararescue AFC, or do you want to bring to the Pararescue AFSC, whether that be about IRL or within regiment? And then the second part to that question is, what kind of things did you do to prep specifically for the Pararescue AFSC during this ANS cycle, or prior to this ANS cycle going into it?
Yes, so currently I'm an SL in the regiment. I've devoted a lot of my time to learning how to be a leader, developing my leadership skills, developing my ability to consume knowledge, as well as learning the tactical capabilities of MILSIM military. I don't have much experience when it comes to the actual military IRL, but I do have all first aid, CPR certifications, IRL. I've always been very intrigued in the medical field and saving people and helping people. Fortunately, IRL military didn't really work out in that sense, so this is the closest thing I can get to it. And it's something I'm very passionate about. I provide complete dedication to whatever I'm doing. I never quit, always pushing, always striving to be the best that I can in anything that I do. One more time, I apologize. What was the second part of that question?
What kind of things did you do to prep for the ANS cycle with the forethought that you wanted to go into the Pararescue AFSC?
So I in the regiment, I decided to take CLS. I was thinking about switching over to 68 Whiskey to be more knowledgeable about the medical side of it. I practiced an insane amount of land nav, and obviously I need to practice more. I did a lot more CQB, close quarters battle, as well as trying to work and flow with teammates. Accountability was huge. Trying to really sink in how to take full accountability for my teammates, as well as learning how to take proper notes and op words, fragos, warnos, learning about just all around TOC and all that stuff. Just taking as much classes as I can to learn as much as I possibly could to prep for this, for being a PJ in the field of navigation, medical, as well as close quarters combat and comms as well. That was a huge thing. A lot I had to work on as well.
Just for clarity on my notes, when it came to the experience portion of the question, that first half, you said first aid and CPR certified. Is that what we said?
A from IRL, yes.
Okay. Does that pertain to any like job specific thing that we need to know about?
Kind of. I was armed private security for a sheriff and police department down in California for about a year.
It's just, again, just for clarity's sake, not any plus or minus on your review boards for my notes.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. All right, and then third and final question. Bear with me. This one's a little bit of a heavier one. All of us here, meaning us ANS instructors, are aware of a little bit of an event or incident that occurred during this ANS cycle in which it appears you may have been involved with. As I'm going through my notes here, I have all the notes and all the proper intel that I need to make an informed decision on the matter. So this is going to be a one and only opportunity to give your side of the story or any information that you believe would be at your benefit surrounding this incident. Again, I have all the information and intel that I need. I write and review intel reports as part of my living, so there's no getting past me on any of this crap. So again, this is your one and only opportunity to be upfront about it.
Yep.
All right, good.
Oh, sorry. Not really tracking on the incident. Was it like a catastrophic incident, or is it something that took place with a fellow candidate? Because I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest.
I'm not going to be answering any questions in regards to it. If you'd like to just elect to not give any information at this time, It is well within your rights to do so.
Hey, for me, I have no
but again,
information to
this
give you.
is-
I'm unaware.
Okay. All right, that's all for me.
A firm. Who was the best ANS instructor?
I think I don't really have a best ANS instructor. Everyone did absolutely phenomenal, and the instructions
Answer
and
the
teachings
question.
and clear, concise descriptions. I mean, it was all
Answer the
phenomenal.
question.
It was
Take
the
one.
best.
Can y'all hear me?
You imagine?
Stand by, stand
Yeah,
by,
stand by,
stand
man.
by.
You imagine he was my primary. He was the one I heard from the most.
Stand by. Hold.
Ever.
Let me move green 1-7 down really quick, and you can finish. Stand by one moment. Okay, go ahead.
You imagine he was the primary, the one I was hearing from the most.
A firm. Who was the worst candidate? I mean, worst ANS instructor. Apologies.
Dragon.
Need one. No, it's not gonna be held against you. Nobody's gonna be retaliatory or anything. It's just solely questions just to see where we're deficient, what we need to fix, how we can be better.
Honestly, I don't have a worst. Being honest,
I need
don't.
one. I need one.
Oh man, I don't know. It's gonna be random and based off of no fact. Shit, I don't know.
You have myself, Karshawn, Baljeet, You Imagine, Twizzle, Trini Reaper.
We'll say Reaper because I haven't heard from him at all.
Okay. At this time, you will not be given a pass or a fail. We're going to be sending the board, which is being recorded right now, and your candidate package to a non-biased, non-participating party. That is the highest ranking in 2-4. They will be reviewing it, and they will make that decision. At the time that they make that decision, we'll be reaching out to you via DM on Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. EST. Then you will be told whether you are passed, failed, or we put you in a support role that we have opening up in the near future. Do you have any comments, questions, concerns about anything?
Negative. The only concern is that incident that I'm unaware of. But other than that, no.
A firm, good copy. You're good to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not, I repeat, do not talk to anybody or any of the other candidates about any questions you were asked, any of your responses, or anything that was said in this VC. Do you understand?
Absolutely understand.
Be clear to fall out.
Copy. Have a good night.
Yep. Let's see.
Damn, dude, I thought he was gonna say something.
Yeah, I did too. The next PJ is going to be Green Fower 2. It's going to be XNV. He had 2 strikes, 2 positive peer reviews. He was the only one that had all 3 navigation points and beat the time, but he used NVGs, so he was failed. He's a green
What was his
on
green number again? Sorry.
Fower 2, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, Fower 2. He was a green on the shoot house, and he passed the range in 1 minute 15 seconds and 31/100ths of a second out of 1 minute 20. Stand by. We'll be pulling him time. No. Candidate Green 2-4, present yourself to the board.
Evening.
Candidate Green 2-4, present yourself to the board.
This is Green 4-2, candidate XMVX2X.
Reporting to
The board, which will be Captain Guilty, Master Sergeant Ribbit, Master Sergeant Karshawn, Technical Sergeant Baljeet.
A firm. At this time, Master Sergeant Karshawn, do you have any questions for this candidate?
Me. First question: what do you bring to the table for the pararescue AFSC that we don't already have? I.e., why should I be choosing you over any of the other candidates, and/or have priority to you over any of my other current cohorts?
One of the ones more so is my activity. I could be around pretty frequently. My day is usually pretty clear, unless something comes up, but it usually doesn't last very long. Other than that, I've got quite a bit of time on my hands. As for what I could bring, I've got a pretty decent history when it comes to just like military simulations, milsim, stuff like that, all around. I mean, I've pretty much been playing those sort of things since I've been a kid. I've taken my own time to kind of look into the things of that nature. It just interests me, so I've got a pretty strong will to learn when it comes to trying to learn things and helping where I can, trying to essentially evolve what I know.
Second question is a two-part question. First part of it, as it pertains to IRL or the MilSim, what kind of experience are you bringing to the pararescue AFSC? And then the second part to that question is, what kind of preparation did you do beforehand going into ANS with the forethought of wanting to go the route of pararescue?
So for the first part, IRL experience, I don't have any military background. I don't have a whole lot of medical background. I mean, I've taken basic medical classes that have gotten me certified in very basic things, just first aid, and that's it. But and I've got a simple understanding of it, and then I've done my own research into medical. It's something that's always interested me, at least with IRL. Other than that, that's about it. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of background for military IRL. And can you restate the second part for me again? I've got it choppy in my brain.
Yep. So second part of that question is, just what kind of preparation did you do beforehand, knowing that you're coming to ANS, wanting to do the pararescue AFSC as your eventuality?
Honestly, perhaps I did for it was I kind of talked to a few folks that I had known, at least that had been in the regiment longer than me, just to see if they knew anything, what I should probably prep for. I know I kind of tried to practice kind of medical things like that. And the natural things that I wouldn't necessarily say I did prior, but I just kind of naturally did was I know I worked with a few PJs for a little bit when I was in SOAR. I know I kind of not necessarily flew them around, but I was around them and I kind of saw how they operated and stuff like that. When it came to doing like CSAR and such, I did study a little bit, just try to keep up on my knowledge, what I knew at least from being in SOAR since I've joined though.
Okay. All right, and last question. Bear with me. It's a little bit of a long one, but all of us here, meaning the ANS instructors, as well as some of the ones that aren't here, we're all tracking on an incident that occurred during this ANS cycle, in which we are aware that you partook. Have all the necessary information and intel surrounding that incident to make a rather informed decision on the matter. And again, I'll preface with, I write and review intel reports almost on a daily as part of my job IRL, so I'm not one to screw around with when it comes to this kind of stuff. You're not going to slip something by me. So this will be your one and only opportunity to basically give your side of the story or any information that you believe would be of your defense surrounding that incident. And again, I've got all the available information and intel that I need to make an informed decision on it. So go ahead. This is your one and only opportunity.
I have a feeling I probably know what it is, but may I get background as to what it was, what day it was at least?
No background. It's on you.
Copy. So if I'm gonna assume it's probably going to be day 2, it was during land nav portion. I had gotten all 3 of my points, and then I was stopped by Instructor Jeet when I was leaving point 3. I was probably at least a few hundred meters out. At that time, he questioned me. I didn't realize that having NVGs on was an issue. I simply just wasn't listening very well during the initial brief for land nav. He stopped me, said, "What is wrong?" I don't remember it verbatim, but I think it was along the lines of like, "What's wrong with your kit?" or "Do you notice something that's wrong?" And I thought to the NVGs because at that point it had kind of struck me. I was like, well, I did only hear it partially, so that very well could be what I had messed up on. That is when he did notify me. Yes, NVGs shouldn't have. I was told not to have them. Kind of explained. Actually, I think you ended up coming as well. You questioned me. I explained my full side, and I'll explain it again here. During the land nav portion, so once I was given my numbers, I wrote them down and I started plotting my points. Now that is where I screwed up. I should have been paying attention to the brief. I didn't realize how much time we were going to be given. Didn't think we'd be given a ton. So the minute I got my numbers, I instantly opened my map and I started to plot my points, which took some of my focus off of the brief. And that is where what I heard was something along the lines of NVGs, and then kind of zoned out something about lights, and then another thing of I know it gets dark for some of y'all. So I assumed with the lights and such, it was saying yes to NVGs. The lights may have been said after the whole "it gets dark for y'all." I don't remember it verbatim, but in my mind, since I wasn't paying full attention, I just assumed it was a yes to NVGs, so I put them on, I think, after my first point. So entirely my screw up.
Okay. That's all for me at this time.
Affirm. Thank you, Master Sergeant Karshawn. At this time, candidate Green 2. Who was the best ANS instructor in your opinion? I need one name and reason why.
Honestly, I'd probably have to go with Master Sergeant Karshawn. I didn't interact with them a whole lot on day 1, other than like I think 2 times when I had screwed up, and then prior to that when we were in the formation. But the second day, when he introduced to the solo CQB and just the way everything was handled there was actually quite professional. I mean, the wording was pretty decent. It was handled well. I guess it kept the authenticity there. So.
Okay. One more question. Who was the worst ANS instructor? It's not going to be held against you. Nobody's going to retaliate or any of the above. This is solely just to see where our deficiencies were, where we can better, become better and do better. But I need one name.
I'd either have to go with. Now, granted, I wasn't around him a whole lot. I was around him a few times, though, and when I was, I didn't notice. I think it was Trini Reaper, I think was the name. Not that he necessarily did anything bad. It's just anytime I was around him, I didn't notice a whole lot of talking. I didn't really notice a whole lot of guidance coming from him. Again, I could have just not realized it, but I didn't notice much guidance or correction or anything like that. I mean, even if it could have been harsh, it at least would have been something. But that's about all I could notice from that.
Affirm. At this time, you will not be given a pass or a fail. This board is being recorded. With this board, and your candidate package will be sent to a non-biased, non-participating party, the highest ranking in 2-4. They will then review your candidate package, your answers and questions to the board. They will make an informed decision on whether they want to drop you, put you in a possible support role that we maybe have opening up here very soon, or allowing you to continue on to the CSC and PJ pipeline. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday, the 9th, at 8 p.m. EST via DM. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Sir.
Okay. At this time, you're good to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not, I repeat, do not talk to any other candidate or anybody else about any questions that you've been asked in here, any of your answers, or anything that you've heard in this VC is understood.
Understood.
Okay, clear to fall out.
Have a good evening.
That was the last PJ Carson. If you have to leave at any time, you're good. You're good to sit in here.
Did Skies?
Who?
Bay? Scabs. Sorry, the freaking line's covering it.
Oh yeah. My bad. I fucking missed that. I forgot he came
You're
back.
chilling.
Yeah, my bad. Green 17 Scav Bay PJ. He has 2 strikes. No peer reviews, positive or negative. He failed the land nav with 1 hour, 56 minutes, 25 seconds. He was a no-go on the shoot house, but passed the range with 1 minute, 18 seconds, 22 hundredths of a second. Stand by. We'll be moving him in here time now. Candidate Green 17, present yourself to the board.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Candidate Green 17, present yourself
Security
to the
1
board.
repeater.
This is candidate Green 17. Scav Bay.
You are reporting to
Reporting the board.
a firm. This time, Master Sergeant Carson, do you have any questions for this PJ candidate?
I have no questions.
No, but I have questions for you. First question: what do you bring to the table for the pararescue AFSC that we don't already have? I.e., why should I be choosing you over any of the other candidates, and/or take priority on you versus any of my current coworkers or cohorts?
You said why you should choose me over the others?
That's correct.
Dedication. I feel like I did pretty not my best during the 3 days, but I feel like if I get accepted, I'll put effort into coming better, like putting more effort in what I did, like all the stuff I messed up on, working and trying my best to be better at it, like the land nav, the range, all that. I feel like I put more effort into it and dedication. I feel like I adapt. Like I've never worked with these guys. I'm a PS5 player. I just got mods a month ago. I haven't worked with none of these guys before. I feel like I adapt pretty well to them. I mean, this is my first time actually working with them. I feel like I can adapt to things easier.
Okay. Second question, as it pertains to IRL or the MilSim, do you bring any experience to the pararescue AFSC? And the second part to that question is, did you do any preparation beforehand going into the ANS, the 3 days of ANS that you just completed, with the forethought that you wanted to go the pararescue AFSC as your eventuality?
Can you repeat the second half of the question?
Yeah, second half of the question was, did you do any preparation before the 3 days of ANS that you just completed, knowing that you eventually wanted to go the pararescue route?
Yeah. A few days before the 3 days, Kirk TX set up a few FTXs. I worked with like Pugs and 2 other people I forgot. Practiced a few things. I read over some stuff in the Ranger. the blue book, preparing myself for the 3 days because I didn't know what was ahead of me. Pararescue is just something that something I wanted to do, something that catches my attention.
And for the first part of that question, do you bring any experience IRL or from a previous milsim or anything of that nature?
No, this is my first milsim. I've been with the milsim for almost 6 months now. Most of it vanilla.
Okay. And all right. Last question from me. Bear with me. This one's a little bit of a long one, but all of us here, meaning the ANS instructors as well as some of the ones that aren't here, we're all tracking on this, but we're made aware of an incident that occurred during your guys' ANS cycle. Which point it was brought to our attention that you were one of the involved parties. I have all pertinent information and intel sitting right in front of me that I've been going through to be able to make an informed decision on the matter. That being said, I'll preface with on my day-to-day for my job IRL, I both write and review intel reports as some of that. So I'm not one to mess around with it. And quite frankly, you're not going to be able to get anything past me. So this is going to be your one and only opportunity to disseminate any information to us in regards to that incident that occurred. If any of that information you feel is showing your side of the story on what happened, and or if you feel it helped plead your case, and this is going to be your one and only opportunity, and I do have any and all information I need to make an informed decision on the matter. So go ahead.
What matter are we talking about?
I'm not going to be giving out any additional information on the matter. If you want, you can elect to not give any information, or if you're maintaining the posture that you're unaware of what occurred, that's fine. It'll just be noted in your packet. But I won't be answering any questions in regards to it, solely on you.
I'm not tracking on anything that happened. Really, I don't. Clueless.
Okay, it'll just be noted, like I said. That's all for me at this time.
Hey, firm. Thank
Was
you,
there
Mr.
something?
Sergeant Carson.
Was there something I was supposed to know? Or
Negative. We'll move on. Candidate Green 17. Who was the best ANS instructor? I need a name.
you imagine, like he was.
You imagine?
You imagine he was the best instructor I've had in the past. Ever since doing the milsim, really, he's definitely up there.
Okay. To caveat that, we need one answer. Who was the worst instructor? This is not going to be held against you. Nobody's going to retaliate. It's not going to go against you or anything. This is solely just to see where our deficiencies are, where we need to improve, and how we need to be better. But I do need an answer of one of the ANS instructors' names and why.
I mean, I don't really have one.
Need one person.
Gotta answer the question.
Give you a list of the ANS instructors. It was myself, Master Sergeant Ribbit, Master Sergeant Karshan, Tech Sergeant Baljeet, Master Sergeant You Imagine, Staff Sergeant Twizzle, and Staff Sergeant Trini Reaper. Out of the individuals I just named, I need one name out of those that you believe to be the worst instructor, and a reason. Could be that, They didn't talk to you. They didn't give you any directions. They were too harsh. They did give you directions, but were.
I feel like.
Go ahead.
Ernie, I didn't really. I mean, he wasn't. He or whoever it was. He wasn't really informational. He was just there. To my knowledge.
Okay, that's fine. At this time, you will be not given a pass or fail. This board was recorded, so this board, including your candidate package, will be sent to a non-biased, non-participating party that is the highest ranking in 2-4 in the 24th STS Special Tactics Squadron. They will review your candidate package and the questions and answers on your board. At that time, they will make a decision whether you are a pass, fail, or that we put you in a support role that we have opening up very soon. At that time that they do make that decision, you will be notified Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. EST via DM. You may be asked to come into a VC. You'll be notified then. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Negative.
Okay. At this time, you're going to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not talk to any other candidates about any questions you were asked, any answers you've given, or anything that was said in this VC. Do you understand?
Yes, instructor.
You're good to go ahead and fall out.
Hey, Rib,
Okay.
I got to fall out.
Yeah,
but
that was
I
last
just want to
PJ.
make note of something before I do. Can you just jot down a note so that when we send out the notification to the pararescue candidates, regardless of their pass fail, just let them know, if you don't mind, obviously that rat mole question that I asked them, that there actually wasn't something going on.
Hold on.
Hey, Karshawn, do you have a recommendation, like right now, offhand, of like who you think should pass and fail?
Yeah, I could. Shit.
We can
One
do
sec.
that tomorrow. We already have it planned with Dream to get all the instructors in a VC while he goes over and looks over everything to kind of help give extra information on it when he makes his determining factor. So if you got to go ahead, no worries. And I went
Yeah, I
ahead
go.
and jotted that note down. If you all can
Okay,
give
sick.
me 5 minutes, if you don't mind, Jeet, just put out an announcement. Or here, what I'll do is
I'll catch you later. Thank you.
yeah. Okay, let me do this real quick. The next one's going to be a TAC P. It's going to be Big Cheese. He is going to be Green 2-3. He has 2 strikes, 4 positive reviews. He failed land nav, was a no-go on the shoot house, and failed the range. Stand by. We'll be moving in here. Time. Oh fuck.
What?
We missed a PJ.
Who?
Nightmare. I'll get him though here in a second, and I'll ask him. I'll ask him the same questions. I don't remember what Carson's questions are. Or I'll see if I can get Carson to come back. I thought we did Nightmare.
No.
No, okay.
We didn't.
No, he was having mic issues.
Oh, yeah, he was having mic issues, wasn't he? That's why we fucking missed him. Okay, I'm moving Cheese into the board. I'm going to present him to the board. I have him present to the board and then ask you if you have questions. I'm going to go roll my grandfather really quick.
Gotcha.
All right, move him to the board now. Candidate Green 2-3, present yourself to the board.
Candidate Big Cheese, also known as Green 2-3, at the board, or as ordered.
Captain Guilty, any questions for this candidate?
All right, candidate. see. You're a no-go on land nav, which is a big deal with us. You're a no-go on the shoot house. If you were to be selected to move forward into the pipeline, and given the instructions and capabilities to improve yourself in these areas, do you think you could make drastic improvements that would be necessary to become a TAC-P?
100%. I would give it my all, and that's all I can really promise is me giving it my all to improve in those sections.
Okay. You do understand that as a TAC-P, you'll be calling in some of the highest levels of risky ordnance available to us, and that risk coincides with extreme levels of blue on blue and green on blue.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Are you able to mitigate that, or do you think that if properly trained, you were able to mitigate that risk to the lowest possible levels?
Yes. I think if I were around, for example, if I were to be assigned back to 2nd Battalion after possibly coming to TAC-P with you guys, that I would be able to mitigate that and adjust that based off my knowledge of knowing how each platoon moves for BCO and specifically. As well as learning from you guys, because in reality, I don't know anything about being a TAC-P or anything like that. I was told that you guys would teach, so that's really I would take in and take as many notes as I could and attempt to become the best I could at that position to try to limit casualties as best as I can.
And let's see. Yeah, I've got no further questions. So actually, we'll go ahead and since Master Sergeant Ribbit is gone, can you give me your opinion on who you think was the best instructor for this cycle and the worst instructor for this cycle? This is not to say that you think that they are, bad at their job or anything like that, or better at their job. This is to see who is reaching the standard that we need to set as an example as instructors, and who needs to improve so that they can become a better instructor for future ANS courses. This is not to be held against you, and it will not be explained to any of the instructors that you select unless they are in this board.
I mean, from what I've seen from the instructors, I mean, I have experience as a ranger instructor. I thought it was decently done everywhere. I think every instructor that I've seen, specifically Imagine, Jeet, Peekaboo, were instructors that I've constantly seen. I do believe that a little bit more clear and concise information, specifically when receiving a strike. Like the second strike that I received, I left. I was told 117 when I left, and then I got 127 marked down for me. And I didn't want to argue about it. I still don't even want to argue about it. I'll take my strike. I don't care. It was just kind of like knowing that I had that strike would have made more sense rather than randomly finding out later that I was on 2 strikes and not having any idea. So I would have enjoyed knowing that that I got that second strike rather than finding out later.
And who issued that second strike? Who is the one that you would say needs improvement?
Could not tell you. I have no idea who gave me the strike. Like I said, I didn't find out until we were doing the CQB portion with the squad.
It was for
that I
your
had the
range.
strike. Yes, it was for my range.
Who was doing your time?
The person that gave me the time was Peekaboo.
Okay.
And Imagine was the one that had us going through at the beginning, and I'm not
Okay.
sure who was calling out the targets.
So we need one answer for a
That's just what I went over.
Yeah, okay. So the answer for the good instructor was who? Or the best ANS instructor was who?
Honestly, Imagine. I feel like he
Okay.
was more vocal than everybody else, gave clear, concise information.
Okay.
And then when he didn't feel he did clear and concise information, he would say again what he needed to say, and make sure that we understood.
Okay.
So I would say the best one is definitely Imagine.
Okay.
But I don't really have a negative for you guys, to be honest with you. I
Okay.
didn't notice anything bad like
we
that.
need an answer for at least one instructor that was bad. It's not going to be retaliatory. It's not going to be held against you, like Guilty said. Nobody's, it's not going to leave here. It's just so we know where our deficiencies are, where we can improve, and how we can make this better. But we do need one answer of one instructor that was the worst ANS instructor, in your opinion. If you need a list of them, I can give you a list of the instructors.
I don't really have one for you, but I guess
Even
the instructors were
if
just kind
it's
of off to the side doing nothing. It felt like most of the time because
okay.
constantly.
Who were those individuals?
Not sure because Imagine, Jeet, and Peekaboo were always at the front doing everything. And it just felt like whatever other instructor was to the side. I
Okay.
didn't really hear speak like that.
So I'm gonna give you a list of instructors. You have myself, Baljeet, you Imagine. Myself, Baljeet, you Imagine, Trini Reaper, Master Sergeant Karshawn, and Twizzle. Out of the 6 that I named, I just need a name for one.
I didn't really hear Trini speak very much. I do think he should have been a little bit more vocal.
Okay.
But
That works.
this is literally me nitpicking, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Nothing
totally
great.
fine. It's like I said, and like Captain Guilty said, none of this is going to be held against you. Nobody's going to come after you and retaliate or any of the above. This is solely just so we know where we're at, where our deficiencies are, where we need to improve, and how we can make our cycle assessment selection better.
Roger.
Okay. With all of that being done at this time, you're not going to receive a pass or a fail. This ANS board is being recorded. This, including your candidate package, will be sent up to a non-biased, non-participating party. At that time, they will review everything, and they will either give you a pass, fail, or possibly put you in a support role that we have opening up very soon. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday the 9th, at 8 p.m. EST. Do you have any via DM? If they have to have you come in, any clarifications or anything in a VC, we'll work that out. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns at this time?
I didn't receive a strike or anything today, right?
No strike.
Well, it just kind of sounds like if I got a strike with it being evaled like that, but okay.
Everybody's. This is happening for everybody. You're not the only individual that is being sent to a higher evaluation board. We're just trying to make it non-biased, non-partisan, where one instructor has it out for an individual and just wants to drop them just to drop them. We want to actually give people chances and try to, based off their merit and their good standing and what they did or didn't do. And then their attitude and how they participated and how they worked well with others and worked under stress.
Is there any chance of me getting those notes, whether I get selected or not?
Unfortunately, no. We don't disseminate that. In the near future, if you do make it and you work your way up the ranks, if we still have the information, you may be able to view that. But at this time and until then, no.
All right.
Do you have any other further comments, questions, concerns about anything?
No.
Okay.
I really shit the bed with land nav, so I do hope I get another opportunity to show you guys I'm not that shitty at land nav. But
hey, firm, no worries.
Yeah.
At this time, you go ahead and good to fall out of the VC. I repeat, do not talk to any other candidates about any questions you were asked, any of your responses, or anything that was said in this VC. Do you understand?
Yes, Master Sergeant.
A firm, go ahead and fall out the server. Or not the server, the VC. Apologies.
Okay, okay.
No, I'm recommending select for him and the previous 3. So
Yeah, I talked to Dream a little bit. Most of them are going to be selects. There's only going to be a couple that are not selects, and there's going to be a couple that are sent to the support.
DNR was the DNR was like legit too.
Well, I don't think any will be DNR. I think he'll just DOR them and allow them to come back next time, try again another time, and or try again their second time, and then put the others in support.
Anyways, let's get Nightmare. See if he works.
Yeah. Let me grab Carson's questions really quick. Where's Sterling? Sterling forward them to, or no, Imagine forward them to me. Okay, here we go. Let me copy these, because I got to do the SR ones too, because Mado left. Give me one moment, apologies.
Mute myself just in time. Microphone. Awesome.
Okay. Nightmare. Alright. Candidate Nightmare is going to be green 2-2. He's going to be a PJ. 2 strikes, 7 positive peer reviews. He failed land nav, was a no-go on the shoot house, but passed the range with 1 minute, 4 seconds, and 56 hundredths of a second. Stand by, moving him to the board now. Candidate green 2-2, present yourself to the board.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Good evening, good afternoon to all of you. My name is Nightmare. In the 75th Ranger Regiment, I'm in 1st Bat, Blade Platoon. In Blade Platoon, I'm known as Blade 1 Mike. In the 24th STS, you all know me as Green 2-2 candidate.
You're reporting to... You're reporting to... What are we in right now?
Holy shit. I'm reporting to the boardroom in 24th STS.
A firm, good copy. At this time, stand by. I got a couple questions for you. What do you bring to the table for the PJAFSC that we don't already have?
What do I bring to the table? I bring in new narrative to the group, pretty good teamwork, and a really good gun, and an extra body to put on doors, and another man to back you up if you need it. Overall, I believe I'm a pretty good addition to this field.
Okay. For the second question, what IRL experience do you have to bring to 24th STS? And the second part of that question is, what did you do to prepare yourself before the ANS in the eventuality that you are accepted as a PJ into the 24th STS?
So, IRL experience. When it comes to military stuff, I'm completely new to this realm. I I have been in a teamwork aspect when it comes to like that realm because I did football and all that, but when it comes to milsim and military, everything is completely new. What I did to prep myself, most of my friends, they're experienced in this, so I shadowed them. I've looked through every single battle drill. I have a long journal of notes that I keep for myself. I sacrificed a lot of hours to prep myself and to gain as much knowledge to get myself where I'm at right now.
Okay. Third question. You have to bear with me. This is going to be kind of a long one. All of the ANS instructors are aware of an incident that occurred during ANS. The person that has been sent up to on his daily basis, all he does is write intel packages, review intel packages. So, we know the incident. There is no getting around it. Your name was brought up in the incident. Do you have any information? This will be your only time to clarify, get your side out if you're aware of any information. Go ahead. Do you have any information around this incident that happened during ANS?
Well, are you allowed to put it into more detail of kind of what happened so I can get
No,
around?
I will not
No.
clarify or anything. You have the
Okay.
option to, you didn't do anything. You have nothing on this event. You can tell your side of the story, so on and so forth.
Then I have really no idea. I have no
Okay.
idea.
Okay. Last two questions. Who was the best ANS instructor?
Who's the best ANS instructor? Well, I believe that's an easy one for me. Imagine. I would say Imagine. During times where I would mess up, I wouldn't just, you know, take the punch. I would kind of listen to what he would say and bring that with me to the next day with a new mindset. So it had to be Imagine.
Okay. And on the opposite side of that, who was the worst instructor? This is not going to be held against you. Nobody's going to come after you. Nobody's going to be retaliatory for it. This is solely just to understand where our deficiencies are, what we need to improve, and how we can make things better for the next class and in the future. But I need one answer.
How to choose worst instructor? Was Sterling an instructor or?
Negative. I can give you a list of instructors. The instructors was
Okay.
myself, Master Sergeant Carshawn, Tech Sergeant Baljeet, Staff Sergeant Twizzle, Master Sergeant You Imagine, and Staff Sergeant Trini Reaper.
Well, if I had to go between worst instructor, it would either be Trini or Twizzle due to the fact I barely heard them speak as much, and it was just and it like had a mindset to most of us as, we pay attention to a certain amount of guys that were instructing us. But as far as worst instructor, it would, probably Twizzle.
Okay.
Due to, not speaking as much.
Okay. At this time, you will be given neither a pass or a fail. This board was recorded. With the board, your answers and questions you were asked and your candidate package will be sent up to a non-biased, non-participating party. It's going to be the highest ranking 2-4 member. They will review that. They will either give you a go or no go, or possibly put you in a support role that we have opening here in the near future. You will be notified via DM tomorrow, Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. EST Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Comments, really just thankful for the time you've given me. I'm really glad to have this opportunity to be here and everything. It was really good, like meeting you guys, talking to you guys.
Okay. At this time, you're good to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not, or repeat, do not talk to any other candidates about the questions you were asked, the responses you gave, or anything spoke about or talked about in this VC. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, you're good to go ahead and fall out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, give me one moment.
It's almost over.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Green 2-7. It's gonna be Army Boy. He's gonna be a TAC P candidate. Let me highlight him here. He had 1 strike. He had 2 positive reviews, 1 negative. His land nav time was 1 hour, 9 minutes, 49 seconds. He prioritized the time hack. He only had 1 point that he had gathered on his land nav. His other 2 points he did not find. The shoot house was a go, and he passed his range with 1 minute, 18 seconds, 32 hundredths of a second. Stand by. Moving him in time now. Candidate Green 2-7, present yourself to the board.
I think he's server muted.
Nah, he muted himself. Who server muted him?
Hold
Candidate Green 2-7,
Hello?
present yourself to the board.
Board, Green 2-7 is present at this time.
Reporting to
Senior staff of 24th SCS.
and reporting to, what are we in? The
Board meeting?
There you go. Captain Guilty, do you have any questions for this candidate?
All right, candidate. You during your land nav, you only got one of 3 points. Would you like to discuss why that was?
Yeah, sure. So out of the one, for me, only getting one of the 3 points. Originally, I should have asked the question whether or not if I were able to go from instead of 1 points 1, 2, and 3 unilaterally, if I could have went to an example points 2, 3, and then 1 due to spacing. So I think within my indecision to ask that question whether or not if I could go to different points not being utilized, I think that more or less killed my time and my opportunity to seize both points 2 and 3 and then getting 1 at the end. And then saving myself time for the long distance, in which it took me to get to Group 1. Beyond that, another pointer. I did mark my points with circles, although not a huge deviation from my mean compass heading. What Imagine pointed out to me was just in the future, just use smaller points to where in that slight circle, deviations could occur in your final compass directions, even 1 through 3 degrees that could eventually lead up to 50 to 100 meters off target. So that's eventually what led to my inability to get the remaining 2 out of 3 targets.
Okay. So you prioritize the time hack over finding the targets because the deviation of your points was too great, is what you're saying.
My deviations of the points were off within 30 meters. It was just I didn't think about asking of other points in which I could go to, just not by like 1, 2, or 3. But yeah.
So, as an operator within the 24th STS, we are given great liberty on what we decide to do and accomplish. But the general idea is that we accomplish everything that we are assigned, as to 100% capability of it. Excuse me. Pardon me. We accomplish everything 100 to 100% of our capabilities. Are you able to continue to do that in the future?
Most definitely, instructor.
All right, no further questions.
A firm candidate 2-7. Who was the best ANS instructor?
For me, I wouldn't say I would have a favorite. You know, for me, it
I
wouldn't make
need
sense.
one person.
One person.
Yep.
I would say
Or not candidate,
Imagine.
instructor. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Imagine. So for the instructor in which I would choose, it would be Imagine. Reason? Do you need a reason or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. The reason why I would choose Imagine, although I'm not trying to favoritize or whatever, he was just good on giving me, future tips on what to improve. Set an example of my previous land nav, and I would, I don't know. I would say within my own accord, I'm pretty good at receiving information and correcting my mistakes. So I would say that was a very good pointer on his end. And then I think it was CQC. He was just, like take your time on shots and just get your stuff through. So.
Okay. And on the caveat of that, who was the worst instructor? This is not going to be held against you. Nobody's going to retaliate against you. This is solely just to see where our deficiencies are, what we need to work on, and how we can make future classes better.
Within my perspective, I didn't come across any negative instructors, but I know that I'll have to list one. We'll just say, I don't.
You need a list.
No, I don't need a list. I can't think of literal any reasons as to why. Like I don't see the point in lying, but
Could have been you didn't have interactions with them. They could have gave more direction. They could have been more helpful. Whatever you kind of seem fit. I just need one. The instructors were myself, Master Sergeant You Imagine, Master Sergeant Carshawn, Tech Sergeant Ball G, Staff Sergeant Trini Reaper, and Staff Sergeant Twizzle.
I'm not trying to be a burden, but I literally cannot think of anyone who did anything wrong. But we'll just say, I don't know if Peekaboo is on the list. Why not? Just due to lack of interaction. But within my own end, I didn't see any pointers in which could improve on your guys' end. It was a well-taught course, so.
Okay. With that said, you're not going to be given a pass or fail at this time. This board was recorded with the questions you were asked and the answers that you were given. They will be given along with your candidate package to a non-biased, non-participating party, which is the highest ranking individual within the 24th SDS. At that time, they will review all of the information, take the totality of the situation, and then they will come to a conclusion on whether you are a go, no-go, or if we put you into a support element that we are going to be opening here in the very near future. You'll be notified tomorrow, Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. EST. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Pertaining to that, no, I do not.
Okay. You'll be notified via DM. You are good to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not, I repeat, do not talk to any other candidates, anybody else about any questions you were asked, any answers that you were given, or anything that was spoke about in this VC. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, you're good to go ahead and fall out.
All right, appreciate your time. Have a good one.
Man, I'm gonna have to talk to Imagine, bro. He always getting on us about not teaching and giving pointers and shit. But it's like everybody's giving him the best instructor because that's what he did. I'm just trolling. Okay, let's see who's next. We'll do. I think we got. Let's see here. We got one more tag P, and then I'll do that for you real quick, Guilty, and then I can do the rest with your SR. Let me go ahead and do this. Candidate is going to be Green 3-1. Legit O or Legit 2, however, or disregard. Candidate is going to be a green 3-9, Mr. Amazing 24/7. He's going to be a TAC P candidate. He has a total of 3 strikes. He had 1 negative peer review. He failed his land nav at an hour, 36 minutes, 58 seconds. He was a green on the shoot house and failed the range at 1 minute, 42 seconds even. Stand by. I'm going to be moving him to the VC time. Go ahead with your question, sorry.
This is the last candidate for TACP.
Yeah. You may move into the boardroom time now. Me on server mute him. Candidate green 3-1, present yourself to the board.
Sorry.
Candidate green 3-1, go ahead and present yourself to the board.
Candidate 3-1, asking permission to speak.
You are candidate green 3-1. What is your name?
Candidate Green 3-1, my name is Legito.
You're reporting to something
I'm
we're in.
reporting to Master Sergeant Ribbit, Master Sergeant Captain Guilty.
What are we participating in right now? You're reporting to a
ANS assessment and selection to 24th SDS.
what VC are we in right now?
We are in Special Troops Battalion boardroom.
Okay, you're reporting to the. What's the first word of the VC?
75th.
No, of the VC, the voice channel.
You're reporting to the board.
I'm reporting to the board. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Affirm, good copy. At this time, Captain Guilty, do you have any questions for this candidate?
Legito or Legito?
Legito, yes, Captain.
Okay. You are trying to become a TACP, correct?
I'm trying to become an SR, sir.
Oh. That was my bad. I grabbed the wrong one. Apologies. Stand by 1 moment.
Understood.
This is candidate 3-1, Legito. He's an SR candidate. He has 1 strike, 1 negative peer review.
Back in just a few minutes.
Yeah, sorry. He passed land nav on the time hack, did not find the 3 points. He is was decent at shoot house, but shot the hostage. He cleared the range for at 1 minute 9 seconds 96 hundredths of a second. He is currently in the boardroom. Gonna start asking questions. Time now. Candidate Legito, what do you bring to SR that we may not already have within the teams?
What I bring to SR that you guys might not have in the teams. I always try to be a team player, which I know you guys already have it in the team, but I think I can do a great job on working with the guys that are already in the team.
Okay. Were you done?
Other than that,
okay, go ahead, sorry. Apologies.
I'll continue. Other than that, I'm a quick learner. I'm sorry, it's really early in the morning and my brain isn't functioning anymore. I'm a really quick learner, so I think I could fit right in to the teams as well if I get a spot or a chance to prove myself.
Okay. Second question. What went wrong with your land navigation?
With my land navigation, I lost my way in the woods and I couldn't find any point of reference that I could locate myself in.
Okay. What are you looking for from SR?
I'm looking for new challenges and a great teamwork. We already have that in the regiment, in 1st Battalion, but I am looking for something harder to challenge myself. I always like to challenge myself, and I'm also looking to train myself to become a better person, to be honest.
Okay. Last two questions. Who was the best ANS instructor?
Who was the best ANS instructor?
A-Farm.
It was, to be honest, it was you, Master Sergeant Reed. You were there all day, and I had the most interactions with you, to be honest. You were always there to help out if needed, answer the questions, just keeping us on our toes.
Okay. For the last question, who was the worst ANS instructor? This is not going to be held against you. Nobody's going to come retaliate against you or hold it against you in any way, shape, or form. This is solely just to see where the discrepancies are, where we need to improve, and how we can do better for the next class.
In my opinion, there wasn't any bad instructors.
I need at
The instructors,
least one.
At least you need at least
Yeah.
one.
I'll go ahead and give you a list. So it was myself, Master Sergeant You Imagine, Master Sergeant Karshan, Tech Sergeant Baljeet, Staff Sergeant Trini Reaper, and Staff Sergeant Twizzle. Out of those 6 individuals, whether it be because you didn't hear them say anything or you didn't receive any instruction from them, to somebody yelling at you, or so on and so forth. But I need at least one individual, and I need the answer.
Okay. I think I can go with. I've forgot his ranks. Staff Sergeant, I think. Yes, Staff Sergeant Trinity Reaper. We didn't had much interaction with him. He didn't really spoke at all.
Okay. All right. With that said, at this time, you're not going to be given a pass or a fail. This board was recorded. With this board, your candidate package will be sent up to a non-biased, non-participating party. It's going to be the highest ranking officer in the 24th STS. They will then take the time to look over the questions and answers that you were given and received here at the board, including your candidate package. At that time, they will either give you a go, no go, or whether they want you to be put into a support element that we have opening up here in the near future. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday, the June 9th at 8 p.m. EST via DM. There may be a possibility that they asked you to come in. We ask you to come into a VC. At that time, if we do, we will work it out the time for you to do that. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns about anything so far?
Just one question about the working out the time.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Monday, so that's already Monday for me, so I guess I will get that on Tuesday. For the next 3 days, I will definitely be at work, so I don't know how flexible this scheduling is.
It'll most likely just be sent to you via DM. or in your DMs. There may be a possibility that you ask to get come into a VC to clarify some questions or something, just in case the XO has any questions or anything the above. Most likely it probably won't happen, so you'll find out in your DM.
Understood. Okay.
Do you have any other questions, comments, concerns, anything else?
I do not, Mr. Sergeant.
Okay. At this time, you're clear to go ahead and leave the VC, not the server, the VC. Do not talk to any other candidates. I repeat, do not talk to any other candidates about any questions you've been asked, any of your answers, or anything that's been said or talked about in this VC. Is it understood?
Understood, Mr. Sergeant.
Okay, you're good to go ahead and fall out the server or out the VC.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Ugh. Are you here, guilty? Is he not here back yet? Okay. Okay, that's 3-9. I'll pull him in when guilty gets back. The next candidate is going to be green 3-3. It's going to be candidate Pugs or Pugly Marley in the selection grading system. He is going to be an SR candidate. He has 3 strikes. He has 1 positive peer review, 3 negative peer reviews. He failed the land navigation course with 1 hour, 30 minutes, 30 seconds. He was a no-go on the shoot house. He passed the range with 1 minute, 13 seconds, and 57 hundredths of a second. Stand by. We'll be moving 3-3 to the board. Time now. Candidate green 3-3, present yourself to the board.
How's it going, guys? This is green 3-3.
Reporting to
boardroom.
a firm. Good copy. At this time, I have 3 questions for you. The first question, what do you bring to SR that we may not already have within the teams?
Good teammate. Will always show up. Always looking forward to learning new things and improving. Just an overall good teammate to have.
Okay. 2, what went wrong with your land nav?
My final point, I just could not. I know I was in the right area, but I just couldn't find the object that was placed.
Okay, and you were also unable to meet the time hack. Any reason for that?
I mean, I was trying to find my object as to the last minute I had possible, and I just fell a couple seconds short of the time hack.
Okay, last question. What are you looking for from SR?
I'm looking more to be a part of a small unit and do more recon missions and just, I don't know, working with cool set of guys doing fun objectives.
Okay, excuse me. Okay, last 2 questions. Who was the best ANS instructor and why?
I'm going to say, and I don't really remember much names.
You have Master Sergeant You Imagine, myself, Master Sergeant Ribbit, Master Sergeant Karshan, Tech Sergeant Baljeet, Staff Sergeant Trini Reaper, and Staff Sergeant T Twizzle or Twizzle.
I would honestly say, Ribbit, I mean, you're pretty clear on everything that needed to be done and very respectful and straightforward.
Okay, and the caveat of that, who was the worst instructor? I need one answer. This is not going to be held against you. Nobody's going to retaliate against you. This is solely just so we know our deficiencies, where we can improve, and how we can be better for the next class.
I don't remember. Damn, I did not even think about this one.
It can be for any reason. It could be because they just didn't interact with you, didn't give you any instructions, or when they did give instructions, they were just weren't clear and concise. Any of
I
the
mean,
above.
honestly, the only person that I didn't really have any sort of communication with was Peekaboo. So, I mean, not that he was bad or anything. I didn't have any sort of contact with him really at any time during the selection. So, I would have to say him.
Okay. With that said, and the questions being done at this time, you will not receive a pass or a fail. This board is being recorded. Including this recording, your candidate package will be sent to a non-biased, non-participating party. It will be the highest ranking in the 24th STS squadron. They will look over your candidate package, your answers and questions during the board. They will come to a conclusion. At that time, they will either give you a go, no go, or put you into a support element that we're going to be standing up here in the very close future. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday the 9th at 8 p.m. EST on whether you on the options that were given. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Nope, that is all. Understood. Thank you.
Okay. At this time, you're good to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not, I repeat, do not talk to any other candidates about any questions that you were asked in here, any of your answers, or anything that was said in this board. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're good to go ahead and fall out.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Are you back, Guilty?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got 39. I'll bring him in now. Okay, next candidate is going to be candidate Green 39, Mr. Amazing. He's going to be attack P. He's got 3 strikes, 1 negative peer review. He failed the land nav, 1 hour, 36 minutes, 58 seconds. He was a go on the shoot house. He failed the range at 1 minute, 42 seconds flat, standing by. Moving to the VC time now. Candidate Green 39, present yourself to the board. Okay.
Interesting.
Hold on, he moved back over there. Hold on, let me pull him again. Candidate Green 39, present yourself. Stop moving yourself. Candidate Green 39, present yourself to the board. He keeps moving back down there.
I guess he doesn't want to be selected.
Good evening, members of the board. Candidate 39er.
Reporting to
the president of the board.
a firm. At this time, Captain Guilty, do you have any questions for this candidate?
All right, Mr. Amazing. You do understand that you are possibly looking to be selected to become a TAC P, which means that you will be given the highest level of release of ordnance in the 75th Ranger Regiment, and that comes with a lot of risk. Do you understand that?
I do understand that, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that extreme levels of navigational capability is required to conduct these operations safely and effectively?
I do understand, sir.
Okay. Do you believe that given the chance to progress forward through the pipeline that you will be able to soak up as much information as our instructors have as possible to you, that you will be able to effectively release ordnance on a highly contested area?
Yes, sir.
and do so safely.
Without a doubt, sir.
Okay. Talk to me about your 3 strikes. What were they for?
So majority of my strikes came from my kit setup, sir. Day 1, I had an issue. Loaded back in. I want to say 30 minutes prior, and my whole kit was blanked out. My loadouts were dropped from the server, so I spent that time trying to reset them. And the mix of that ended up DCing, and then by the time I spawned back in, kit was still messed up. A little bit of confusion, sir, when it came to the pictures that were presented as well as what the packing list was. So I ended up having the wrong pants on once fall in was called. So that was day 1. And then day 2, sir, once again, Arma isms, I feel like the whole magazines on the belt glitching out to where you couldn't see them. Tried to fix that, and then mixed of fixing that, my arsenal wouldn't open back up, so I wasn't capable of putting the zip cuffs back on my belt, and so I received another strike for that one. As far as the weapons lane goes, sir, I don't want to make any excuses. Still kind of getting used to the aimism of Arma. Definitely something I feel playing more, I can tighten up for sure.
Okay. So you definitely feel, given an opportunity to move forward, that you would be able to improve yourself substantially.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do understand that in the 24th STS, we are given a great liberty to perform missions at our own volition and initiative, and that in doing so, we are expressly given a lot of responsibility inherent with that initiative, correct?
I understand, sir.
Okay, so do you think you could effectively execute initiative like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, at this time, I have no further questions.
Affirm. Candidate Green 39. Who was the best ANS instructor?
I don't.
You have Master Sergeant You Imagine, myself, Master Sergeant Ribbit, Master Sergeant Karshan, Tech Sergeant Baljeet, Staff Sergeant Twizzle, and Staff Sergeant Trini Reaper.
Coming from a kind of background like this, IRL, you guys are all doing your parts, I feel like, as instructors.
Still need one individual.
This is to help us become, set a standard and improve upon that standard. So, who do you feel you learned the most from for this cycle?
I would have to say that I learned the most from Peekaboo.
And who do you think could use a little bit of improvement in the future?
Yeah, worst instructor. It's not going to be held against you. Nobody's going to retaliate against you, anything, so on and so forth. All of this is just solely to see where our deficiencies are, where we need to get better, where we can improve so we can improve it for the next class.
I would say probably You Imagine.
Okay, so best Pika, worst You Imagine. Affirm. With that, at this time, you will be given neither a pass or a fail. This board is being recorded with the questions you were asked and the answers you were giving. On top of your candidate packet, it will be sent to a non-biased, non-participating party, the highest ranking 2-4 member. They will then look over that. At that time, you will be either given a go or a no-go, or possibly put into a support element that we have opening up here in the very near future. Tomorrow, June 9th at 8 p.m. EST, you will be notified via DM on that decision. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
thank you all for the opportunity, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future.
Hey, firm. At this time, you are clear to go ahead and fall out the VC. Do not, I repeat, do not talk to any other candidates about any questions you were asked, any responses that you were given, or anything that was talked about in this VC. Do you understand?
I understand.
Hey, firm, go ahead and fall out.
Thank you, Mike.
Blah, 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 blah. 4 more, baby. The rest are SR if you need to go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write my board review down for Dream.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, we did 3-1, 3-3. Where are you going? So we got 3-4. Green 3-4. Dontu. He's gonna be an SR candidate. He has 2 strikes, 4 positive reviews. He failed the land nav 1 hour, 39 minutes, 46 seconds. He was a go on the shoot house, but failed the range with 1 minute, 22 seconds, 76 hundredths of a second. Standing by, moving green 3-4 to the board. Now. Candidate Green 3-4, present yourself to the board.
Candidate Green 3-4, don't you? Reporting is ordered.
Reporting to
The president of the board.
Firm. What do you bring to SR that we may not already have within the teams?
I think that the existing SR, I'm sure that has all the ingredients that you're looking for already. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. However, I bring, with my age being older, I'd say maturity. I'd say I don't get excited very easily. I like to be flexible. I like to fill roles based on what's needed, regardless of if I want to do that or not. I like to be qualified to do different things so that I can fill in for whatever is needed at that particular time.
Okay. What went wrong with your land navigation?
The land navigation, I got hung up on my second point. I was probably within 60, 65 meters of it, circling around trying to find it. I spent so much time on there. I didn't have enough time. I won't say I didn't have enough time. I didn't leave myself enough time to find my third point and make it to the assembly area within the allotted time.
Okay. What are you looking for from SR?
SR, it has basically everything I wanted out of this mill sim after being in it not terribly long. I have a passion for reconnaissance. I like to paint the best picture possible for other people around me. I like to be able to enable others to be able to do their best job. I like to give not only options, but I like to have answers for every question that somebody who I would be reconning for would have. In the FIST, that gave me quite a few opportunities to do reconnaissance, overwatch, basically missions that don't involve a ton of troops on the ground at the time, but I can at least paint a picture for those follow-on maneuver elements coming.
Okay. These next 2 questions, they're not going to be held against you. Nobody's going to be retaliatory or any of that nature. These are solely just to see where our deficiencies are, what we can do better, how we can do better, how we can improve our instructors and improve for the next class. First question is going to be, who was the best ANS instructor?
There was only a few of the instructors that came close enough for me to get names. The one I saw the most was Master Sergeant Imagine. I saw Tech Sergeant Sterling a few times. It's hard to say who the best was because I didn't get a real chance to interact with each of them, so I can't answer that effectively.
Okay, we'll take you Imagine for that answer. The next answer is which ANS instructor was the worst?
I don't think there was a worst. I think that everyone conducted themselves fairly professionally.
Unfortunately, at this time, we do need one answer. I can give you a list. The instructors was myself, you Imagine, Master Sergeant Karshan, Tech Sergeant Baljeet, Staff Sergeant Twizzle, and Staff Sergeant Trini.
I'd say the only hiccup I noticed that, and it might have been part of the ANS process, but there was the snafu with, or the confusion on, I believe it was yourself. You had posted that you had added the olive counterweight, the olive counterweight to the helmet, and Master Sergeant Imagine wasn't tracking that. But it could have been part of the process just to try and frazzle people, see how they'd react. So I'd say either you or Master Sergeant Imagine, just because of that scenario.
Okay, that's fine. At this time, you will not be giving a pass or fail at this moment. This board is being recorded. Along with the recording, your candidate package will be sent to a non-biased, non-participating party. At that time, they will be the highest member in the 24th STS. They will then review that package. From reviewing it, they will make a decision whether to pass, drop, or possibly put you in a support role that we have opening up here in the very near future. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday, June 9th at 8 p.m. EST via DM. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns about any of that?
Master Sergeant.
At this time, you're clear to go ahead and fall out of the VC. I repeat, do not talk to any other candidates about any questions you were asked, any answers you were given, or anything discussed in this boardroom. Do you understand?
I'm tracking.
Okay, you're good to go ahead and fall out.
Thank you.
Okay, give me just a minute. I gotta roll my grandfather again. We only got 3 left. I need like 3 minutes. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. My bad. Okay. Green candidate 3-5, the Village Drunk SR candidate. He is going to have 1 strike, 1 positive review. He met the time hack. Let me check my notes here on his points. He got 1 point, missed 2, but met the time hack, was a green on the shoot house, and passed the range with 1 minute, 13 seconds, and 1700ths of a second. His land nav time hack he met was 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 25 seconds. Gonna be moving 3-5 to the board now. Candidate Green 3-5, present yourself to the board.
Good evening, gentlemen. I am candidate Green 3, the Village Drunk.
Reporting to
the boardroom. Captain Guilty, Master Sergeant Ribbit, and Tech Sergeant Baljeet.
Affirm. What do you bring to SR that we may not already have within the teams?
FO knowledge. We've been, with my team at least, from the Forward Observers, we've been running our own reconnaissance small unit, with a lot of success recently. It's a lot of stuff that we already know and do. We would just, I want to expand my horizons with it, within the Milsim.
Okay. What went wrong with your land navigation?
Too dark, couldn't find the objects. It was first one was pitch black, could not find it for the life of me. I know I was in the area. Second one, found it immediately as soon as I got there, and third one, again, I was figure eighting until about 10 minutes left before the time limit, so I decided to bail on it and move back to the meeting point.
Okay. What are you looking for from SR?
Group of like-minded people that enjoy the silent reconnaissance part of everything instead of the crazy run and gun that people think setting up OPs are for some reason.
Okay. At this time, you will be neither given a pass or fail. This boardroom has been recorded. With this recording of the questions and your answers, including your candidate package, will be sent up to a non-biased, non-participating party. It's going to be the highest ranking 2-4 member. They will then go over everything, determine whether you are a go, no-go, or if we wish to put you in a support unit that we are opening up in the very near future. You will be notified tomorrow, June 9th at 8 p.m. EST via DM whether you were accepted or any of the decisions that were made. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Nope, I do not believe so.
Okay, you're good to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not, I repeat, do not talk to any of the other candidates about any questions you were asked, answers you were given, or anything that was talked about in this board. You understand?
I understand.
You're clear to fall out.
Thank you.
Next candidate is going to be candidate Green 37J/extorted. He's going to be an SR candidate. He has 2 strikes, 1 positive peer review, failed land navigation, 1 hour, 40 minutes, 10 seconds. He was a go on the shoot house. He failed the range at 1 minute, 26 seconds, 500ths of a second. Standing by, moving candidate Green 37 to the board. Time now. Candidate Green 37, present yourself to the board.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning. Candidate Green 37, present yourself to the board.
You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, something's going on here. I can't hear you guys.
Can you not hear us?
Okay. Hello?
Hello. Can you hear us?
Okay, I got you guys. I got you guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Candidate Green 7, go ahead and present yourself to the board.
Extorted reporting for the board. Good morning, gentlemen.
Affirm. We're going to go ahead and get into the questions. What do you bring to SR that we may not already have within the teams?
Well, that's a good question. Probably the most is somebody with a lot of time to train, a lot of time to learn, a lot of time to help organize things. I'm retired, so I've got nothing but time to hang out with the boys, or create training events, or learn something new to bring to the team, even by going to a course and bringing back info, things like that. I've got a lot of real world experience in multiple different avenues in the military. I was a medic, I was a Fort Observer, I did PSD, got 5 deployments, just a lot of real world experience. I know a lot of you guys do have that as well. But I mean, each one of us has got a different, pathway we took in the military as well.
Okay. What went wrong with your land nav? And second part of that question, what went wrong with your range?
Land nav. I have not done land nav like that in Arma before. I actually teach land nav for the 13 Foxes, so I was very hard on myself out there. I think a lot of it was my Dead Reckoning, and not any, there's no pace count. That would have helped me a lot, I know for sure. And I couldn't see anything at all. Nothing to take any terrain association, or do any back azimuth on or anything. No resection or anything like that. So it was just shooting in the dark. And then when it did get to the time where we had a little bit of light, that terrain is just really unforgiving. The little bit of association I did have didn't have any absolute points that I could shoot anything off of. So I was going off of just, supplemental features on the map for one of them, and the second one, I think I just got lucky on one of the points, but I didn't make the right one. And I also think that me calling the wrong colors as well. I tried to verify. I know at least one of them with a chem light, and I think I got it wrong because of that as well. I couldn't exactly tell. I tried chem lights and also flashlight to find points at first, and I found the chem lights were the brightest, so I didn't want anybody following me or harassing me or trying to lead me in any wrong direction, so I tried to stay in the dark as much as I could. As far as the range, I actually got lagged. I got up to the end of the range, and the portion where you're supposed to sidestep, I pressed input on my my keyboard, and I just didn't move at all. I know I missed a shot when it first started. I pressed the mouse button, nothing happened, and then when I saw the shot report and hit, it was almost a second afterward. Yeah, I didn't even realize there wasn't any lag until then. Still, I mean, I think I could have done better. It just might have been an out day as well. I probably still would have failed even with those lags, but still, it just felt like an off day.
Okay. What are you looking for from SR?
Maybe stuff that I don't know. I was doing a lot of pretty free stuff over in 13 Fox, had a training and stuff like that, and I was part of our special team over there, and I want to go further with that. I want to see what else there is, what more there is to offer in the reconnaissance world. I want to see how far that goes. Maybe bring something more to not just the regiment as far as reconnaissance, but also to the rest of the guys over here in STB, STS, all the special units and everything. I tried out for special forces in real life and didn't make it. I mean, it's a little bit different there, but figure this might be the option to do that as well. Go into a special unit or get closer to that. And yeah, I want to see what this is all about.
Okay. Last two questions. These are not going to be held against you. It's not going to be a strike. Nobody's going to be retaliatory or any of the above. Who was the best ANS instructor and why?
I liked what was his name? I saw it all the time. I have bad memory for names.
The instructors.
Crenshaw, I think his name was.
Master Sergeant Carshawn.
Carshawn, that's what it was. Okay, I was looking at it the wrong way the whole time then. He had a different approach. Most of the instructors were, kind of like the bully type. He came around and just like, I'm not affected by a lot of like direct stress, like yelling, screaming, induced stress. For me, it's what you don't say that messes me up the most. And he gave me that vibe like instantly, just cool, collected, and like, oh shit, he is not saying something that I know is messed up. And it made me like zero in on the things that, and I don't even know if he was meaning to do it, but it felt like that. And he was cool about things too, just, a little more chill about things, I guess, but was still on you and just matter of fact. I liked that a lot.
Okay. And on the flip side of that, who was the worst instructor? I need just one. If you need me to give you a list of the said instructors, I can.
I don't know. I was typically towards the back of the formation, so I didn't get to see names that often.
Right. This is. I do need an answer for it. This is solely and totally just to see where our deficiencies are, how we can make
Yeah,
it
I
better,
know.
how we can improve, and how we can better ourselves for the next class.
Whoever that was today, that was I know they were yelling at me, and I could hear I was the last person at the arsenals when we were getting kitted into right before we came in here, the garrison shirt, and my game was frozen. All I could hear was game audio. And they're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm trying to get this open and it's frozen." And you guys couldn't hear me, nobody could, and I was just standing like, "Oh shit." And I don't know the guy's name because I couldn't even look to see.
Did he have an accent?
Maybe. I don't think it was you, because I don't remember
So we
it sounding like
have
that though.
myself, Master Sergeant You Imagine, Master Sergeant Carshawn, Tech Sergeant Baljeet, Staff Sergeant Twizzle, and Staff Sergeant Trini Reaper.
I know it wasn't maybe Trini. I don't know.
Did he
I don't know.
seem to
Again,
have
I don't
like
know who it was.
a Caribbean style of
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of, I think.
Okay, if that
Again, I
was
couldn't
the
see
case,
anything. All I heard was just noise, and there was other people yelling at other people.
did they have like an accent though? Was it a little more
A little
different
bit.
than like a U.S. accent?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, then Trini Reaper.
It just didn't. I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me because I was like just stuck there and I wasn't even moving. I couldn't even move in Arsenal, nothing. And I was just like,
Okay.
like I'm frozen, man. Like I want to tell you, like, hey, I'm frozen, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't really look at bad stuff either. I just always look inward, so I don't.
And then
I don't keep track
unfortunately
of,
on the
like,
other part too,
stuff.
we can't, it's
Yeah.
hard for any of us to tell whether a person's
Oh, yeah.
frozen or lagging or DCing unless we actually see the DC or so on and so forth.
Yep.
With all those question and answers at this time, you will not be receiving a pass or a fail. This board
Okay.
is being recorded. This recording, including your candidate package, will be sent to a non-biased, non-participating party. It will be the highest ranking 2-4 member. At that time, they will look through all of the information, the totality of the situation. They will then make a decision. At that time, you will either get a pass, fail, or if we are going to put you in a support element that we are possibly going to be opening up here in the near future. If you have, do you have any, you'll be notified tomorrow, Monday, June 9th at 8 Eastern via DM. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
Was that 08 or 20?
20.
20. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. This was awesome.
Yep.
It definitely opened my eyes for that land nav for sure, and some ideas to bring back to 13 Fox as well. And don't worry, I won't be telling anybody anything, but you know, it's good training, and this is the kind of stuff I came to the regiment for, and this is good stuff. I appreciate you guys.
Yep,
And
no worries.
thanks for the opportunity for sure.
Yep. At this time, you're clear to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not, I
Roger that.
repeat, do not talk to any other candidates or anybody else about any of the questions you were asked, any of the answers you responded to, or anything that we have spoke about in this board. Do you understand?
Absolutely. I completely understand.
You're clear to fall out.
Yep. Good night, gentlemen.
Oh, the last one, bro. It was
It's me
you.
at the bottom.
It was you.
Yeah, I was just yelling at the mom.
Well, this is being recorded, so we got you. Bang. I'm kidding.
Just want to keep it fair, bro.
No, yeah, 100%, 100%. I get it. The next candidate is going to be Green Fower 1 Hooligan. He is going to be an SR candidate. He has 1 strike. He has no peer reviews. He failed land navigation with 1 hour, 56 minutes, 25 seconds. Let me check. He did not meet or have eyes on any of his locations. He was a no-go on the individual shoot house CQB. He did pass the range with a time of 1 minute, 17 seconds, 1300ths of a second. Going to be pulling candidate Green for 1 to the board time now. Candidate Green Fower 1, present yourself to the board.
Oh, you cut out. Can you say again your last?
Candidate Green Fower 1, present yourself to the board.
Green 4-1. My name is Hooligan. I'm coming from Freedom Company, Blade Platoon. Currently serving as a team leader within that platoon.
Reporting to...
I'm reporting to the president of the board.
Affirm. What do you bring? What would you bring to SR that we may not already have within the teams?
I could bring pretty modern, reconstructed doctrine, given that that's pretty much my tasking right now. I understand it's not like this is an Army side, this is more Air Force, but it also has the Army basic fundamentals implemented into that. And then a lot of people aren't tracking that there was a major doctrinal change for some aspects, and I'm understanding that. And at the same time, I have my IRL experience currently serving as an infantryman. And I feel like that's pretty beneficial. I understand there's probably other people that are here that have those experiences. I just feel like I can bring more modernized and be able to take my experiences that I've had that not many people have had and implement them together with other people.
Okay. What went wrong on your land nav? You were unable to meet the time hack, and you were unable to get any of the 3 objects at the 3 points you were giving.
So land nav, I think, is just I not overshot my azimuth. I veered away from my azimuth, and then at the same time, it was that moment of the pitch black for like the 10 minutes it was there. It kind of threw me off a little bit, and then I thought I was at one of my points because there was an object there, and I was analyzing the terrain of my point and where the object was placed, and I assumed that it made sense because the object that I had was on a like wasn't cresting the hill, it was like right off of the hill, and saw it, did my terrain association on that, and I assumed I was like, okay, this is probably my point, and then did that, and then that pretty much just tore my whole course off right there because it started making sense. There's a lot of like areas within like that map, so that was throwing me off a little bit.
Okay. What are you looking for from SR?
What am I looking for from SR? Like, would you be able to reword that question?
What are you looking to do? What are you looking to contribute? And essentially, why do you want to come to SR?
So I have a lot of.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, because I have a lot of love for recon. I was a squad leader in a recon platoon about 2 years ago, and I took all that and I took it pretty serious. I understand the mission set. I'm well aware of sending up the 8 different reports that you have when you're on a mission, and then at the same time implementing, basically painting the objective with your eyes and sending that up to the chain of command and relaying any pertinent information that the command needs to better prepare or understand what the battlefield or objective may be looking like.
Okay. Last 2 questions. These last 2 questions are not going to be held against you. They're not going to, nobody's going to be retaliatory, any of the above. These are solely just to see where our discrepancies are, how we can become better, how we can fix certain things with our ANS instructors to be better for the next ANS class. First question, who was the best ANS instructor and why?
I'd say the best one is honestly a toss-up between Jeet and instructor Imagine, because they would comment on things while we were out on the ops. They would have information, relay it. They were pretty understanding about what was going on and how to approach it at that time. Basically, just getting right firm to the point.
Okay. And on the other side of the coin, who was the worst ANS instructor and why?
I wouldn't say that there was any like instructors that were worse.
Or just the worst in your view. It can be for any number of reasons, but I need one answer. You had myself, Master Sergeant Master Sergeant Karshan, Tech Sergeant Baljeet, Staff Sergeant Twizzle, and Staff Sergeant Trini Reaper as your ANS instructors.
Yeah, I didn't have any interactions with.
Yeah, you still got to answer. I need one.
I mean, I guess I'll go with like this is gonna go off of You Imagine. Pretty much is like the way he would explain things is basically make it sound like he's explaining it to a 5-year-old. And then he has like, you could see his voice change when he's like giving out information versus just like actually like sitting there and talking. It's just like he starts talking like an instructor pretty much, which is like not bashing or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I thought it was a little weird, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's fine. You said you imagine.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, none of this is going to be held against you. Nobody's going to be retaliatory against you. This is just totally for us to figure out where our discrepancies are, where we're failing you all, the way we can get better. So the next ANS class that we hold, we can improve those points that were touched on. You're not the only individual that's been asked this question tonight. With that said, at this time, you are neither going to be giving a pass or a fail. This boardroom has been recorded with the questions you were asked and the answers that you were given. On top of your candidate package, it will be forwarded to a non-biased, non-participating party that is the highest ranking in the 24th STS. At that time, they will review everything. They will come with an answer, whether you were a pass, a fail, or if we want to put you into a support role that we have opening up in the very near future. You will be notified tomorrow, Monday, June 9th at 8 p.m. EST on the decision. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
I don't have any at this time.
Okay, you'll be notified via DM. At this time, you're clear to go ahead and fall out of the VC. Do not, I repeat, do not talk to any other candidates about any questions you were asked, answers that you were given, or anything that was spoke about in this board. Do you understand?
Understood.
A firm. You're clear to fall out.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Bruh. About tired of you and G always getting on people's ass about giving pointers and shit, and you got all these motherfuckers in here talking about y'all are the best fucking instructors because y'all are giving pointers and tips and this and fucking that. God bless. I'm kidding.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, no, next time I hear Imagine or you say, no, I don't give them no pointers, don't teach them, I'm going to say, shut the fuck up. Yeah, let me stop this recording really quick. Fucking that took 3 hours and 12 minutes, bro.